Oh, what's up, guys? I got Dan with me. Alf Benny Raw is back. I've got a bunch of guests booked for the next, at least for the next 3 weeks. But today I got Dan because I couldn't find anyone else, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll have this Sean or something. What's up, Dan?
Hey, fantastic! Glad to be here.
Hey, thank you for
happy
having me on.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember the radio voice. Is that always annoying? Like, especially when it's really exaggerated. Like they're like, "Hello, everybody! It's a wonderful Saturday outside." Why?
The temperature is 72 degrees, and my voice makes you want to kill yourself. Here's
right.
Here's Bob with the news.
Imagine like a radio guy in the middle of a war and like tons of people dying. And today, 342 people shot dead in the street today. Like, oh my god!
The medics are attempting triage, but there are dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, I am covered in his blood. I've got a child's brains on my shirt.
Oh, we're getting fucking raw up here, people.
Yeah, we're getting raw. We're both pretty raw and chafed. And one of us is pregnant now, but we don't know which one. But we'll find out in 9 months.
I'm not pregnant. It's just a beer belly.
It's a food baby. I ate a shit ton of cheese. I just had like 2 slices of pizzas and 8 mozzarella sticks. So that's a shit ton of cheese.
Loading up on the cheese.
Yeah, loading up on the cheese carbs. So we were gonna talk about horror a bit. We were doing. I had Amy interviewed me for a bit about horror, and you were in the chat and you brought up a couple of cool movies and stuff. So I wanted to ask, first off, what's your favorite kind of horror? Like, what's your favorite genre?
Ooh, I don't know. I think I like the bordering on psychological thriller type stuff.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I was talking during that stream with Amy, and I was looking over at the wife, and I was saying, man, I'm not sure if any movies actually like scared me.
Yeah.
I'm more like get disturbed and tense. So I kind of moved towards that because I can't really allow myself to be scared. She was like, oh, The Birds really scared me. I'm like, yeah, black and white, old. It's hard for me to imagine that this is really happening. Alfred Hitchcock Birds is not black and white?
Oh, that's not black and white. That was actually color already came about. Actually, when Psycho came out, color was already out, but it was just low budget. They didn't do it in color. But The Birds, yeah, he already had a bunch of money, but then it was in color.
Okay, I'm misremembering it probably. I got a prejudice against older movies, though.
Yeah, do you really though? Are you don't like black and white?
I do. I mean, I like Dr. Strangelove and stuff. I can tolerate a little bit, but the older a movie gets, the more I'm like, this doesn't look realistic. I can't put myself in it.
Oh no. Did you used to watch The Twilight Zone?
No, not really, but I can appreciate it. I've definitely seen a few of those, and I see what they're going for, but it's kind of, once again, hard to make the cultural leap to what they were, the audience that they were speaking to.
Dan is a man of his time.
I'm a man of my time. I'm a Renaissance man. And
I always have, I've talked to people, or I've grown up and like known people who are like, won't watch anything that's black and white at all. Like they're like, oh, that's in black and white. Nah, I can't watch that. And I'm like, what? Like, why not? It's so weird to me. I mean, I grew up on black and white, right? I grew up on I Love Lucy and Twilight Zone and Psycho and movies like that.
Nice. I watched North by Northwest recently, and I kind of was like, oh, okay, we'll give this a try. And I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. It holds up for a black and white movie.
A lot of Alfred Hitchcocks. Do you ever seen Rear Window? That one's good too. And Vertigo.
No. I feel like those ones have been kind of like redone though, or like some of the themes have been lifted.
Yeah, by now, yeah. Vertigo, not Vertigo. Rear Window was that was redone by, I forget who, but they did that with Shia LaBeouf, but it was called something else. Disturbia. Yeah. It's basically the same plot,
exactly,
but done totally different. But I mean, it's Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart's the man. It's a Wonderful Life. Have you watched that?
Yes, I've watched It's a Wonderful Life, and it was a wonderful movie.
Yeah, I love that fucking movie. Yeah, that's how Jimmy Stewart talks. Yeah, he's great. I love Jimmy Stewart.
I used to do a lot of prank calls in Jimmy Stewart's voice.
Yeah, that must be great. I love that guy. He has this movie around the same time of It's a Wonderful Life called Harvey, and it's like him, and he has like an imaginary friend that's a like man rabbit.
Oh, that sounds super familiar.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a cool movie.
I'm gonna check that out. Harvey,
yeah.
Probably like mid-60s.
Older. It's around the same time as It's a Wonderful Life. That was like maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Wow. Yeah, so old.
Yeah, it's very old. What about like supernatural horror movies? Do you like any of those?
Yeah, I remember The Others being kind of an interesting movie.
Yeah, it was
The,
interesting. But after you watch it once, it's kind of shitty after that. You
yeah,
can't like
it's like
watch it again. It's one of those twist ending things that once you know the ending, that pretty much the movie's done.
yeah,
You know?
you can maybe get two out of it if you really liked it and you want to go in. Like The Sixth Sense, you could probably watch it twice, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
As to
that's
where
one of
like
those movies.
like Fight Club and The Big Lebowski, I'll watch like 300 times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Big Lebowski's fucking amazing. What
Yeah, that's
about
probably
uh like cosmic horror type shit? Like
yeah.
uh
Like was it
yeah.
Sun? Was that the Sunrise, Sunshine?
Sunshine, yeah, that was a good one. I haven't seen
Yeah,
that in a long time. I should watch that again.
which I think that was kind of a rip off of Event Horizon, which also was kind of
Oh,
decent.
I fucking love that movie. I tell you,
Yeah.
Event Horizon's amazing.
Oh, super fucking yeah,
And that
definitely
has
disturbing and stuff.
Sam Neill in it, who's also in The Mouth of Madness, which I love as well. And those movies are
Yeah,
kind of similar, except one's in space and one's on Earth.
Sam Neill, also better known as the guy from Jurassic Park,
Yeah, that's how everybody knows him, right?
right? But then, so isn't then Event Horizon kind of like the Thing in space, kind of? Or am I misremembering everything? No, I guess Event
But it's
Horizon was
more
way more
supernatural
psychological.
than Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, Event Horizon's more. It's more of an entity than like demons and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh. I do like the Thing. That was pretty disturbing, but once again,
Yeah,
it's kind of a little bit old, so hard to connect to it. But I know I was definitely kind of like the things that got most of my skin was like some of that early Walking Dead stuff,
mm.
where they kind of painted a good realistic picture of the zombie apocalypse, and I felt
Yeah.
like when the gang goes to prison and they're like in the catacombs of the prison in the dark, I'm like, oh, this is so horrible. But every once in a while, they really drop the ball, and I'm like, yeah, I see what you're trying to do, but I'm not really scared or caring
Nah.
anything.
Horror movies don't scare me at all. I think it's because I grew up with them, like since I was a little kid. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I was desensitized since I was like 6 or 7 to horror movies.
gotcha. But I think my relationship to horror movies is more like what I don't like, and like the Saw stuff and like the gore stuff. I'm just like not interested. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of boring to me.
Yeah, if they paint a good story within it, a good plot, then I like it. Like I just like the creativeness of horror. So if they can do it in a
Yeah.
way, that's interesting, then all right, then I like it. But that's
So
why I
like,
don't really like more like humanistic horror because a guy running around with a knife is not very fucking creative, right? But I like when they'll do an
right.
interesting take on alien invasions or demons or whatever.
Oh yeah. But I mean, you're right. The concept of a guy with a knife isn't very creative, but I imagine that a good director, a good filmmaker,
Yeah.
take the opportunity to do it. Because like I was
There's
about to
been
say,
some good ones.
the more realistic it is, the more horrific it is to me. So something like Prisoners or some movie where it's everything's happening in the real world, I can get more disturbed by because I'm relating it to reality. But it has to be well done. Not a boring movie.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm like realistic
Yeah.
movies. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, that's
Gotcha.
real life. I see that all the time. I can watch the news to get this.
That's true.
But yeah, I like the creative stuff. Even like with sci-fi, I have a huge problem with sci-fi now that it's too based in science. I like the old days when we didn't know shit and we just had to make stuff up, like to make things work. Like you
Yeah,
watch that
yeah.
old stuff now and you're like, oh, that's bullshit. That wouldn't work because we know too much about science now. But back in like 50s and 60s, science fiction was fun. It was just crazy doohickeys that make no sense.
Right. Like Arthur C. Clarke was actually looking into the future and making a realistic guess, and then people, piggybacked on that and moved it forward. But yeah, now that you mention it, you're right. Like now we're kind of like constrained by our technological prowess.
Yeah, and the creativity of sci-fi is going downhill.
For sure.
Sticking too much to reality.
But then there's like Black Mirror, which is very realistic and kind of close to where we're at, but it kind of paints an interesting picture, like the digital Twilight Zone sort of thing.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig Black Mirror. Those stories are very well written.
I
have
like
good quality control for the
stories.
Oh
yeah. I like season 3 a lot more than season 4. I gotta say, I was really torqued for season 4, and then I was like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it was good, but there was past seasons that were better, but this season was good too. Johan said Alf's from the hood. You can't scare him. Yeah, basically. Like anything that can happen in a slasher movie, I've probably seen in real life. So it's like, I've seen people get stabbed a bunch of times.
Oh, goddamn.
Anybody ever see the Saturday Night Live skit about the alternate ending to It's a Wonderful Life? No. But Uh,
It's a horrible life.
yeah, it's horrible. Like on the internet, you know, there's tons of like YouTube channels about like film theories and stuff like that, and what movies are really about. And there's one about It's a Wonderful Life, and it shows how the world is really Jimmy Stewart, like his character. It's really hell for him because his whole concept was to leave the town. You know, he didn't want to live there. He didn't want to take over his dad's business. He wanted to go out and, you know, have an adventure in the world and make his own life. But the whole movie is just him constantly getting stuck in the town and everybody relying on him. And at the end, he couldn't even go to jail to get out of town because the whole town put their money together to save him from going to jail and shit. So it's like, it's kind of the thought that like really the movie is just him in hell because he could never leave the town. He's stuck taking over. He's stuck doing everything that he didn't want to do, basically.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's an interesting take. I never thought of that. I just saw that like 3 days ago, and I was like, whoa. Was it you doing the stabbing, Alf? No, I've never stabbed anyone.
I've seen a lot of people get stabbed.
Yeah, by me.
First person.
Yeah. There's nothing better than the feeling of warm blood in your hand as you're sticking a knife in someone's gut.
Okay, you know, the movie Lost Highway, I actually thought that was pretty disturbing, and I would consider that like,
he's
my
great.
favorite horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
And once again, it's a realistic thing. It's a guy kills his wife, basically.
But it also gets surreal at times too.
Yeah, it's like, so he's going crazy coping with it, and he creates a whole fantasy. That's why I interpret that fucking whatever abstract movie. I'm not sure how to interpret a lot of his other movies, but I feel like that one, I formed an opinion, and it coincides with other people's opinions, and I'm like, all right, I think I got it.
I just realized that when I talk, my screen is black.
Oh yeah,
my camera on and it's facing nothing. There you go. There's my icon for you guys. You guys missed Alf on the phone this whole time. Yeah, I like also like I go back to like the 70s. I also like cult horrors and stuff like about cults. But I've always been very interested in cults, so that's something that gets me, you know.
Okay, name one.
I guess because my oldest brother was in a cult, so it always fascinated me.
Moonies, right?
Yeah, he was in Moonies.
Is there a movie about the Moonies?
No, there should be though. That
should be cool. Written by Ethan.
Can't remember what the name of the movie is now, but they did a movie that was based on Jim Jones and his whole thing. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
I forgot what it is. It was based on that, but it's not that story. You know what I'm saying? They wrote a whole different story based on like two guys who go there to make a documentary about this cult. But the truth is, one of the guys making the documentary is actually there to find his sister and get her out of there.
Ooh.
And then it goes really dark from there. When they get, you know, slowly when they get there, it seems all nice, and then little by little it starts getting crazier.
And it's older?
No, it's like maybe 5 years old.
Oh, okay, that's not old at all.
It wasn't like a theater movie though, you know, it's like a straight to video movie.
Was it Kevin Smith's Red State was kind of decent, a little culty, but Christian culty political commentary.
I dig Kevin Smith dipping into horror. I like it, and I hope he kind of sticks to that because I'm really liking his movies. The ones he's been doing lately are more parody horror.
Yeah, Walrus and
Tusk. Yeah, that movie's awesome. I think that's a parody on Human Centipede. Yeah, definitely. But it's cool. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, the last one was obviously made for little kids.
Like, yeah, that was made for people his daughter's age and stuff, like teenage girls.
But yeah, I kind of watched those movies like looking through the lens of like listening to Kevin Smith talk and stuff, and like liking him as a person and giving him a lot of charity, because the movie's objectively not really made for me, I don't think. But I like Kevin Smith, so if he's proud of it, then I guess I'm kind of should give it the attention it deserves.
Oh, Dead Wrong Rick said The Sacrament. That was the name of that cult movie. It was based on John
I thought Dead Wrong Rick was the name of another movie.
No. Dead Wrong Rick's this guy. He's cool. I got him on Twitter.
What's up, Dead Wrong Rick? I've known about you all along. I was not confused.
You're dead wrong. You got it going on.
Oh shit.
That's a Biggie Small song. That's why.
Okay. I thought you were freestyling on me.
Nah. You got it going on. You're dead wrong. Damn it. I was gonna say something else before that and I forgot now. Oh yeah. So Tusk came about because from his podcast. Like they read some thing from Canada. It was like a classified ad or something about an old guy. He was like asking for somebody to come live with him or something like that because he was lonely or something. He was like, oh, I need a roommate because I'm lonely. And then they concocted this whole story about it as they were reading it, and it was basically like the man wants someone to come over so he could slowly turn him into a walrus or something.
Awesome.
And then they decided to turn that into a movie.
Yeah, I love that shit. They're just I recall that now. They're like riffing on it and just snowballed. That's some good stuff. That's pure creativity.
Yeah. That's kind of like the movie is two like podcast guys, right? And then one goes up to check that place out and like talk to the guy.
Yeah, it starts out with a pretty cutting critique of internet, podcast culture and stuff, where they're all super interested in the guy cutting off his own leg. I'm like, oh, this is horrible.
John said Tusk is brilliant until Johnny Depp turns up, then it turns to shit. I like Johnny Depp's character, and I thought he was funny. The little French, I like it. The French Canadian detective and shit. He was so good.
Yeah. It does kind of turn a corner with that character, though. You're like, all right, this is a little absurd, and then it becomes like really absurd after that.
Yeah, the whole movie's absurd. I mean, well, you're right. It starts serious, and then it gets more and more absurd as it goes.
Yeah, it just dashes in absurdity, but by the time he's actually like in the Tusk costume or whatever, I'm like, oh my god, this is insane.
It's disturbingly absurd, though. Like it's kind of funny, but it still is disturbing too.
Oh, it's so disturbing.
Like stitching skin onto him to make him look like a walrus and shit. Like when you think about it, it's like holy shit. At the end, they rescue him and then they just leave him in the pool or something. Remember? Like,
yeah, that's right.
With him. So his girlfriend and his best friend like have him in a pool.
Yeah, they just left him there. I remember when I saw that part, I was like, holy shit, they just left him there. That's dark.
What else are they gonna do with him? Just feed him fish and leave him in the pool.
I don't know. I mean, it's so unrealistic, but I'd like to think in the real world they would take him to a fucking hospital, try to get him back into shape.
Yeah, try to get him back into who he was. That shit's funny. What else is there? You never seen In the Mouth of Madness?
You know what? I think it's one of the ones that I saw like parts of on TV, and like I understand the concept because Lovecraft is pretty interesting. It was inspired by or directly.
Oh yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much a Lovecraft story. It's not the same. It's not one of his stories, but yeah, it's inspired by him. It is very Lovecraftian. But yeah, we got to rabbit that one day. That's a good one. With Sam Neill. Sam Neill says that's his favorite movie he's ever done. So it's got to be good.
Sam Neill is the guy from Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I correctly identified that moments ago, and now I'm like, wait, was that the same
now
guy?
You're confused again. Yeah. It actually came out. It's kind of similar to Event Horizon, and they came out around the same time. I think In the Mouth of Madness is a lot better at spiraling down into madness and surrealism.
Yeah. I don't know why it reminds me of Jacob's Ladder a little bit too, but I think it's probably just because I haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness, and Jacob's Ladder seems like it's about the mouth of madness.
Yeah, I mean it's similar in the way of like not knowing what's real or not, right? Because that's pretty much Jacob's Ladder was like that.
Exactly. Like I think I recall there's like he's in a theater in the Mouth of Madness, Sam.
Yeah.
He's he's freaking out in the theater or something.
Going crazy. Mr. Medicare uses it for his Internet Insanity series. Where he's like eating popcorn in the theater and laughing. He's like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah,
this is not real.
It's probably a good avatar for his sensibilities.
Yeah. Only just getting into Breaking Bad. I'm behind on many iconic shows. Yeah, I still haven't watched Breaking Bad.
Well, yeah, you know what? I held off on that too as long as I could, and when I got into it, I was like, oh fuck, I'm addicted to this. Yeah. Watched it all, but I like Better Call Saul too.
Yeah, it's funny enough. I didn't watch Breaking Bad, and I watched the first 2 seasons of Better Call Saul.
Dude, so many inside references to this.
Yeah. I just totally ignore those. It's a good show, regardless. I don't think you even need to watch Breaking Bad to enjoy it, because I still enjoy it.
I love Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, I used to be a huge Mr. Show fan.
Yeah, Mr. Show's great. And I used to really like David Cross too, but it's not that I dislike him now, but he's kind of probably a little bit of a like lefty, kind of not really working very much, kind of out of the limelight.
I think he's lefty, but I think he's not regressive, and I think that's why he's not working so much anymore, because he doesn't want to make himself regressive, in order to.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like he did this one skit about when you die, And they're like, "Oh, what do you want us to do with the body?" He's like, "I don't give a shit." He's like, "Why don't you give them to necrophiliacs? Give my body to necrophiliacs. They can enjoy that."
Smash cut.
Yeah, just have them fuck me all the time. It's true, right? When you die, it's like, who gives a shit what happens to your body? Just
Was
fucking
it?
throw it in the garbage, like Frank wants, and It's Always Sunny. He's like, I don't care, just throw me in the garbage.
There's that Mr. Show skit where the '80s hair metal band, they're like in the manager's office,
Yeah.
and the manager's like, they're like, "Yo, we were just like in the hot tub, we were like fucking sucking each other's dicks," or something like that, right? And then he showed him a video. He's like, of them sucking each other's dicks in the hot tub. They're like, "That's what do you see here?" And they're like, "There's just some bros hanging out and enjoying each other, man.
Life, man.
Just enjoying life, man." Oh wait, it was because it was Wicked Scepter. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, Wicked Scepter. That's great. Oh, you started watch. Oh, you watched Preacher, right? You're caught up.
Oh, all caught up on Preacher. Such a great show.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good show. You should read the comic book. It's even better.
I keep hearing that.
Yeah, the show is good too, though. Like at first, I was like, they did it different. So for the first few episodes, I was like, oh, this is so different. I don't know if I'm gonna dig this. But like halfway through the first season, they totally sold me, and I'm like, oh, I don't care if it's different. They're doing a good enough job, and the characters are the same. So like the idea is still there. You know.
Yeah, I heard they changed a lot, but I'm undergoing quite an ambitious task where I'm actually trying to train my wife to summarize. So what I have her do is I have her read stuff and summarize it to me, and it's we're not quite there, but I mean this is going to be kind of like sliced bread, or you know, picking apart the neurons in the Large Hadron Collider to figure out what space-time is made out of. It's going to be a real breakthrough if I can ever train one female to summarize.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. That's not gonna work. Sorry. you'd have better luck making a wormhole to the other side of the galaxy.
Best of luck to you, but why don't you just lower your ambitions and try to create time travel?
Depends on what your definition of summarize is, right? Turning a 2-hour story into an 1.5-hour story, that's still summarizing, basically. He's in Arrested Development. Oh, David Cross, yeah.
Oh yeah, David Cross in Arrested Development. That's a good
David
show.
Cross, man. That dude is hilarious.
Oh, he really is. And Arrested Development, really great show.
He was on Tim and Eric a lot too. I love Tim and Eric.
Yeah, Tim and Eric changed the game.
Yeah, man. I was so sad that they didn't continue with that show. But great job.
It's
great job. Yeah, like why aren't you guys doing that show anymore? And then they did was it bedtime stories or dead time stories or something? They were like kind of like Twilight Zone-ish horror stories, but they're only 15 minutes.
No shit, I didn't see that.
You haven't seen those? They're really good. There's 2 seasons of that. Like
I saw them. They did a bunch of like spin-offs. Like, wasn't there like some cop parody, police parody sort of thing, or secret agent?
I don't
really
remember.
wanted.
Oh, Decker? Is that what you're talking about?
Decker, yeah.
Decker, yeah. That show's just all right. It's not both of them. It's just the one. And then sometimes the other guy shows up. It's okay. He also, Tim also has a show where he reviews movies in a really ridiculous way with some other dude.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim's definitely too cool. Yeah, he's definitely too cool for school. You know, like you see him on interviews and stuff, and he just seems like a rock star comedian type.
Oh yeah,
he did it his way. You know. But here's the thing: is I used to think that like he was kind of playing a character, but I think like a lot of what he puts through, actually, there is a lot of him in that. Like he is an absurd person.
You know, my favorite thing, Tim from the Tim and Eric show was the one where he's figured out how to like a magic trick, and he's like, "You want to see my magic trick?" And he turns into a fucking cat. You ever seen that?
No.
He turns up into a cat. Yeah, and Eric's like, "Oh, what, Tim? What did you do?" And then he comes back. But then like later on in the episode, you know, they'll do like other skits and then come back to that. And later on in the episode, he's like stuck as a cat, and it just keeps flipping back to him like naked, screaming in the chair, like in really quick skits. He's like, let's go back to the cat. Like, oh my god, it's fucking disturbing and hilarious all at the same time.
Yeah, it's really innovative in the way that they peppered in little aspects of disturbing horror and you know, social commentary, but it's like apex absurd, just the high watermark of absurdity.
Oh, yeah. Absolute ridiculousness. That's why I could see some people not getting it. I've had a few friends tell me they hate that show. They're like, I don't get it. That show's retarded.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm like, yeah, you just don't get it. That's right. You're right on that point.
Yeah, it's like some people get stuck in like 2012 South Park version of comedy where it's like you realize, like, so for example, my wife hates Tim and Eric, and I'm like, you realize like It's not like the same thing or anything, but it's the next logical step. So like, there's a lot
Mhm.
of people that looked at South Park, like I kind of did, and was like, this is just kind of too much, you know? Like it's
Mm.
not really quite for me.
Oh, I remember the very first time I saw South Park, I didn't have cable at the time, so I couldn't watch it on Comedy Central. But the first two episodes came out on VHS, and one of my friends brought it, and he came over to my house, and we took a bunch of acid and watched the first two episodes. It was the first time I've ever seen it, and I fucking died laughing, man. I was in tears, tripping on
Yeah,
acid,
yeah.
watching this fucking Cartman get anal probed by aliens and shit. Fuck, I was
Holy
dying.
shit. They've been running a long time too.
Yeah, that was the first episode. Yeah, that must have been like 2001 or something. Like when that
Holy shit, 20
first
years of
season
South
came out.
Park. That's crazy to
Yeah,
think about.
yeah, something like that. I might be giving it a little longer. But it's close to 20 years for sure.
Fuck, fuck, I'm old, man. It seems like yesterday
Yeah,
when it first came out and everybody was super hyped on it.
yeah, yeah. I remember everybody telling me like, "You gotta watch this show, South Park. It's so funny."
I turned Amy onto, or attempted to turn Amy onto Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I used to love that show too, man. Hand Banana was my favorite episode. You remember that one?
I,
Was
I
it?
actually just saw a clip of that last night and I didn't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
the exact episode,
And
but
Carl wants to make his own because Hand Banana keeps raping him at night, so he makes his own clone and he makes a dog. And he's like, I'm gonna call you Killer, and the dog's like, how about spaghetti? He's
fucking
like, yeah, I made
Carl.
him out of the hairs at the bottom of my feet. Fucking gross. I love Carl, the New Jersey guy.
I remember my friends would always repeat. There's some line he had about his above ground pool tearing ass around his backyard. He's like, "Oh, I fucking love this above ground pool. Fucking, it's hot. It's tearing ass all over my backyard."
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Now that I repeat it, I have no idea where the funny is in there at all. But
It's just Carl himself, man.
yeah,
He's so New Jersey for sure.
yeah. That's pretty much New Jersey's state bird or state animal. Is Carl.
Carl, yeah, it should be. It definitely should be. Oh, South Park has been around since 1996. Holy shit, that was probably like 97 then.
Holy
I was
shit.
probably still in high school watching that trip.
Over 20 years of South Park. That is
Wow, yeah,
crazy.
22 years. That's nuts.
And they're just staying right on top of it.
Yeah, it's cool. They do a good job of staying relevant on topic, like of what's going on, and they're good at giving the message. And they seem very not regressive, and they're super left too. Like, so it's crazy they're not regret. They didn't fall into the aggressive shit, but it's good that they did it.
Yeah, it's always
They
refreshing.
kind of stay in between. Yeah, and they try not to go too hard left, even though they are. So it keeps it like in the center, right?
It really is a shame that these fucking regressives ruined leftism.
Yeah, it really is. And now it's become a thing that like people who you think would normally be on the left are now becoming right, and turning conservative.
Insert Dave Rubin here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That'd be a great supercut of
Joe
him.
Rogan just had him on.
Yeah. But like a supercut of Dave Rubin saying, because he says so many things repetitively, so like supercut of him saying I agree, or a supercut of him explaining how the left moved away and he's right where he's always been, but the left moved.
No,
now he's in the center. Like
not in the center either.
Dave, I don't know where the fuck you're at, but
it's such an internet thing. I feel like that all of that. Like
the
if
regressives,
we didn't have internet, it probably wouldn't have ended up like this. Like it's definitely the internet that has caused this, and people constantly posting regressive shit, and then the right was this alt-right or central right kind of thing formed, and now they're all like anti that, and now that's exaggerated and on the internet all the time, and they say stupid shit.
Yeah, they're all paper tigers too, because they're like 10,000 people trying to flex and like spend a lot of time on their keyboard to make it seem like there's millions of people out there that are like this.
Yeah, it's gotten the video game thing happened, like Gamergate and all that shit, and now it's gotten to a ridiculous opposite where like anytime there's a female in a game, it's like, oh, this game they're trying to make it regressive. It's like, no, there's just a female in the game. Like it's not that regressive. What are you talking about?
Yeah. The reactionary right is so fucking despicable in that regard.
Yeah. Or E3, the big thing was the new Battlefield game has a woman in it, and it takes place in World War II. So they're like, oh, this isn't historically accurate. But meantime, there's robots in it, and the girl has like a cyborg arm and shit. Like, so it's like, yeah, they're kind of not going for historical accuracy in this game. So it's okay. We can have a girl in it.
Yeah, fucking that dummy no bullshit pops to mind where he's gonna slam fuck everything. into his little fucking right-wing agenda.
If it wasn't for like his political stuff and the whole too far in bashing regressives, it's like or seeing things regressive that aren't that regressive. He'd be pretty cool because I mean I've talked to him. We talk on Twitter and stuff. We communicate here and there, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's a decent dude. Like I just don't agree with his politics at all, and I think he takes shit too far. Like I don't know.
I don't want to bash him
that
too
if
hard.
I talk to him about, no, you can bash him all you want. But in the sense of like just talking to him as a normal person or talking about movies or comic books and stuff like that, he can be cool, and I enjoy talking to him in that sense. I just don't like delving into the whole political thing with him because then I'm just gonna be like, dude, you're stupid.
Nice. Once again, we kind of land opposites on a lot of stuff. Where like I probably agree with them on a lot of political stuff, but I just don't like the aesthetics and the approach. And he kind of reeks of a Jeff Holiday type to me, where he's just like, "Oh, well, we're all hating on SJWs. Me too. Here we go, doing the thing that people like."
He also likes to troll a little too much too.
Yeah,
everybody started banning him for a while, and then he started bitching about it, and it was like, why are you bitching about it? You've been acting like a dick to all these people for fun, and then they banned you and they block you, and you get all upset. Like,
he fell asleep in public, and people took pictures of him, and he was mad at them. Okay.
And then later on, somebody revealed his identity, and he was saying that they doxed him. And I was like, I remember contacting him, being like, I don't think they doxed you, dude. It was like I saw your picture from last year, like at the VidCon. So like, you didn't get doxed, dude. Like people already knew who you were. Somebody just fully put out who you were, but everybody already knew.
I mean, seems like a nice enough guy, but I want to do like response videos to him sometimes where I'm just like yelling at the screen, like, what are you fucking talking about? Raise Mary Sue. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, I think it just takes it too far. I don't know if that's really, maybe it's not really him, and maybe it's more of like just his character, like, for the sake of getting views and stuff like that and keeping his show going.
A lot of these people, they're definitely obligated to their audience to a certain
I think so.
extent.
I think it goes. Philip Jaworski, I think he's totally that dude. But I think Worski's a little bit more on the dumb spectrum, and I think he actually does turn into these things. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, I think he does it strategically, but little by little, he actually starts believing all the stuff and actually becomes that.
Oof, don't get me started on Worski. There he is.
I should have invited him to watch this live stream so he can hear us talk shit about him. He went on his Purple Dragon live chat, right? And all these fucking little spurgy virgin fucks are like, oh, you're a thought. You're such a thought. You act like a thought.
Scam artist whore.
Yeah, what a fucking bunch of fucking idiots. They don't get it. A lot of people don't get it. We got into an argument with Carrie yesterday, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
She doesn't get it either. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand the concept of this. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's the way they see we act outside of that, and then we joke around a lot and troll, but our troll is for fun, right? It's not like we're not actually trying to trigger people. We're just trying to like have fun and laugh. If they laugh with us, that makes us friends, right? Like, I was saying this to one of the vegan guys because he was like, "Oh, you guys in the AIU crowd, you guys just love to troll and this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, we troll for fun." If you notice, because he brought up that guy I was talking to brought up Vegan Gains, and I was like, "Yeah, if you notice, we were trolling Banana Warriors live stream, and Vegan Gains didn't laugh at all and left, and the other people were laughing, and look what happened. We ended up befriending them. Like, they got the jokes. They were like, oh, they're just joking. And they get it.
So troll is one of those words, like a lot of these new internet slangs that just are getting just totally overused, and it doesn't even mean anything to me anymore, because troll now kind of means anybody who disagrees with me.
Yeah, that happens a lot too.
Oh, you're just a troll. It's like, oh my fucking god! Like,
I got into an argument with someone around that time because troll came about a long time ago. So I'm like, no, a troll is somebody who's joking and pretending to be the opposite of you just to get a reaction out of you, but they actually don't believe the things they're saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. A troll is generally going to be, like you said, strategically disingenuous and steps ahead of their target.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's the whole game, is that they're a step ahead of you, and you're playing their game because they're smarter than you.
Yeah, and then you're falling for it, basically. And
but you pop up. So fucking no bullshit says something like fucking Raise Mary Sue, and I pop up and I go, I respectfully disagree. He's like, well, fucking get out of here with the trolls. I mean, not a best example. He's probably not doing that, but I'm just saying, for
Yeah,
example,
just an example.
disagree with somebody and trolls be gone. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I get that all the time. People always telling me I'm trolling or something. I'm like, no, I'm not trolling. I'm actually seriously disagreeing with you.
Yeah. I mean,
And
there's
then
a
they're like,
whole,
that's not what troll means. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's exactly what a troll means. All these alt-right people who think they're trolls, like, you're not trolling. You actually believe those things you're saying.
yeah, shit posting is probably a good, better thing. But there's all these terms that's like fucking cringy, spurgy, troll, cuck. I'm like, you got these probably had some relevance at some point, but you just misused them. You beat them to death.
Now, those people that were talking to Amy on that stream, those people were cringy and spurgy.
They were cringy and spurgy, and it's like good on Amy for not just going, you spurg, you cringy spurg.
No, yeah, Amy's good at keeping her cool.
Yeah. I was like DMing her like, all right, just stay cool, don't be defensive. But then I was getting fucking triggered because it was so fucking absurd. And I'm like, then sent like every message is like, don't be defensive, you're doing good. And then put this motherfucker on blast. Tell him you're gonna eat a little boy pussy and shit it out in his mom's mouth. It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, these guys are. Oh god, I don't get it.
Yeah, I thought Andy Worski was kind of shaking the whole fucking alt-right crowd, you know, and like moving on to a more fucking just regular crowd. Like, okay, so alt-right people are part of the internet, but like, wouldn't it be better not to just have a one kind of crowd and just have a sort of a centrist, realistic? Most people fall in the center of all these issues. Like, just catering to one demographic seems so ridiculous to me.
It was kind of funny for him too, because he wasn't alt-right really, so.
Yeah.
And then, but that was his audience, so he went to that. Like, but still always played the center, right? He'd just have people on that would talk alt-right, and he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know."
I mean, I guess. I mean, maybe it's a failing on my part, but he starts talking, and I start fucking checking my fucking email. You know?
Yeah, I haven't watched Swirsky in years. I don't even know.
It's been years.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years maybe. I used to watch him when he actually had a show and not live streams. Remember?
Yeah.
But then that went too far. I liked that when it was him in against Franny, and he do all that stuff. But then after that, it kind of just after he stopped messing with Franny, it kind of all went downhill.
Yeah, it's good to have a perfect enemy to play off of.
Yeah, it worked very well. And then she did the thing where she was trying to make friends with all of them and then backstabbed them all. That was hilarious. I don't like her, but that was hilarious. And I was like, dude, that was so obvious. How did these guys not see that? Like, how did you not see through all of that?
Yeah, it's funny. There's that little season where it seemed like, you know, Franny and Lacey Green, it was like, whoa, what's happening? It's almost like Soros pulled his money out from, or whoever's funding all these people. Like, they started pulling their money out, so they all like rats jumping off the ship.
Lacey stayed though, right? Lacey wasn't bullshit.
Kind of. I mean, she just started fucking the Chris Ray Gun guy.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
she wanted that Puerto Rican dick, man.
Yeah.
That shit.
I'm sure she realized that there was like sort of a unsavory underbelly to some of her side, but it seems like she's pretty much stuck on her side still. But I'm a sucker for titties, so I'll fucking watch all those videos.
Yeah, I mean, as long as she shaved her armpits, I'd do her.
Yeah, well, I'm not fucking her armpits, so she can.
Yeah, but those armpits kill me, man. I can't deal with the hairy armpits. I have to leave her arms down, like hold them down, and don't let her raise her arms. Like,
well, yeah, if you're anything like me, you tie most women to the bedpost, and what you do is just tie her down to the bottom of the bedpost instead of the top. You know,
you just tie your wrists to her ankles, and you're good. Or you could just warn her and be like, if you lift your arms, I'm gonna punch you in the teeth.
Don't worry, it won't hurt because the ball gag will actually absorb most of the thrust.
Half of the hit.
I mean, number one, ball gag.
I don't think any of the ATeams around, but I'm gonna put the link in the.
Oh, we reached that special moment.
And yeah, you bored me now, so I'm gonna try to get other people in here so I can like pay attention to them instead.
Nobody's around there. You're stuck with me.
I don't think anybody's around. Yeah, so I think I'm stuck falling asleep with you over here. Cam is funny. Chris Gay Fun. He's a tiny dude. I wonder if he's shorter than me.
Probably, definitely. He seems like 5'1" type.
Oh damn, that's tiny. He's really
I'm guessing, but yeah. That guy's weird though. It's funny. He's like funny and interesting, I guess. Like I can't hate on him.
I did at first, and then I just got tired of him, of his
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of humor and stuff. I just didn't like it anymore.
Well, here's the thing: is I've noticed like whenever somebody's like, "Oh, this is so terrible," and they're complaining about what they're covering, it's like, don't you realize that that goes so far, but then it also wears on your audience. Like your audience doesn't want to hear you groaning.
Yeah,
You know,
constantly.
like someone else I really liked that was like that was TLDR. He would be like, "Oh, this is cancer. Oh, I'm gonna drink bleach. Why am I doing this?" And I'm just like, nobody wants to listen to that, dude. Just plow through. We all get it.
Yeah. That they're all kind of like that. I got tired of all of them. The only person I've stuck with is Devin because everybody else is really fucking boring.
Yeah, me too. That's funny how that entire SJW thing was, or anti-SJW thing was so popular, and then one day it just fucking fell off the fucking cliff. And it was like, the alt-righters are here, and it's like all became alt-right blood sports, like almost overnight, it seems.
Yeah. But that's why Devin doesn't get boring because he doesn't stick to one thing, you know?
Exactly.
He doesn't follow the trends. He doesn't stick to one thing. It's just he just keeps going. Like even during the whole SJW thing, he'd do an SJW video and then he'd do a different kind of video and then another kind, and then you know.
Yeah, I remember I was like watching a lot of Bearing, the full spectrum of anti-SJWs, and
Yeah.
Devin said something like, "Yeah, feminism is just kind of boring. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I'd rather talk about Islam." And I was like, "Oh God, that's a great fucking point. Like, compared to Islam, feminism is kind of meh."
It's nothing. Yeah. It's not a problem. But that's another issue. I think people over exaggerate the SJW issue. I think they take it way too far. And I understood it at first, but the longer and longer it went and everybody was battling SJWs, the more and more exaggerated it got and the more prevalence they gave it, you know?
Yeah,
And it just got worse and worse.
And the personification of that is these like alt-right types that they take it way too far. They're like, "Oh my God, the fucking far left is going to fucking burn America down in 10 years." And it's
Look how far
there.
now we have these cultural Christians and people talking about trad life and stuff, and anybody who sucks a dick or you know has a one night stand is, "Oh, you're the reason the West is falling."
Yeah.
Fuck up. We were doing that yesterday. We went into that Andy Warski's Discord, and one of those people that were on the stream with Amy was on there, and we're talking. You know, Amy's making jokes, and I'm making jokes about fucking her in the ass and shit like that, right? And he's like, "Oh, you guys are gross. You're the reason the West is falling. I'm only about trad life," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. You're boring." Like,
yeah,
boring.
It's so ironic too, though, because like, what is traditional about calling some random girl a fucking whore and being just like I'm pretty sure it's not a traditional aspect of any society to be fucking like overtly anti-woman. And by the way, there's nothing traditional about men going their own way. That's actually pretty fucking non-traditional.
Yeah, that's absolutely non-traditional.
Like traditional values are rising to the opportunity, taking responsibility for your sexuality, as opposed to abjugating responsibility and deferring responsibility for your sexuality. Like it's so fucking People get into this thing where it's like, why am I trying to troubleshoot your life? Why do I care if you fucking throw your dick in a fucking garbage disposal and turn it on? Like, why do I care?
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't give a shit what people do. You want to fuck like 3 girls at a time, go for it. If a girl wants to fuck like 10 dudes at once, go for it. I don't give a shit what you do in your bedroom.
Yeah, fucking pseudo traditional bullshit.
Yeah, and the people are so it's the point that people are so exaggeratingly reactionary. So it's like, "Oh, I lost half my money in this divorce. You know, I'm going my own way, right? Like, don't get married. Women are all women." I've gotten into arguments with MGTOW guys, and they'll tell me that no, all women do this. All women want to take your money. That's all they care about, and all women are going to screw you over. It's like, no.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Your brain might be comprised of all weakness if that's how you think.
Yeah, basically, that's how I see it. It's like, no, you're fucking weak. You got burned once or twice, and now you fucking equate it to everyone. It's kind of like racism, right? It's kind of like a black person like punched you in the mouth, and now you think all black people are evil or something. You know, like.
Yeah, exactly. Amy said, "Show me on the doll where the woman hurt you," and he's like, "I can show you on the wallet." And it's like, "Oh, I mean, that's a good point." So this guy got slammed in the wallet by a chick. I don't know. Sorry, but I don't understand how he takes no responsibility in that. Yeah. It's fucking women. Women are fucking crazy. It's like, dude,
they're all deceptive. That's what the guy told me. He was like, "Oh no, all women manipulate. They all manipulate you into getting married so they could take your money." And it's like, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and I mean, let's trace the cord back to the wall. Some of this goes back to your Stefan Molyneux types, kind of anti-woman, and he's, you know, a big speaker of this sorts of thing and inspired a lot of this behavior.
Yeah.
Even he will tell you, take responsibility for your fucking life. You can, so a woman fucked you over, but it's still on you
Yeah.
to fucking say, hey, I chose the woman that fucked me over.
Yeah.
I didn't see the signs. You know, and let's face it, that guy that got his fucking wallet blasted by that woman, we don't fucking know. He could have been a total fucking dick to her. She could have been totally virtuous in the situation. He was a total degenerate, and she fucking deserves more of his fucking money.
Yeah, or he took zero precaution and married this woman after like a month, didn't even get to know her and shit, or know what kind of person she is. It's like, how about getting to know someone before you marry them so you know if they're a scumbag or not?
Yeah, getting to know you.
Yeah, that happens a lot. That I think there's a huge thing of like people rushing to get married. It happens a lot, and that's why our divorce rate was so high. I don't know if it still is, but
yeah. Well, I mean, let's be clear. It's a tricky prospect. You know, the whole situation is kind of fucking weird. You know, you're biologically obligated, and you got all these drives, but also the social landscape isn't tremendously clear. It's kind of an esoteric maze sometimes. So, you know, you do your best, but yeah, these people, I can imagine a situation where somebody's so desperate that any old crazy person comes in their life and they're like, oh, this is it, I'm done. Oh, because it's true. Like when you do get into a steady relationship, you're kind of like, oh, thank God, all that uncertainty of dating is over, you know?
Yeah. And then you have let me yawn. Then you have the opposite, those people who are like tradition, you know, the trad life people who are alt-right and shit, and they're like, if you're 30 and not married yet or have kids, then they're like, oh, you're a fucking loser and this and that, you're not even married. It's like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna rush to marry somebody that I don't think is meant for me. Like, what the fuck, just so I could be traditional.
Yeah, so you're 30 and you're not married, and they're like criticizing you. It's like, oh, so should I have stayed with the last person who sucked? Then I could be like the guy who got his wallet emptied. Like, what's traditional about just blindly staying with somebody because there's some magic date, you know?
Meanwhile, like half the people who say these things have been divorced a few times and fucking have kids they don't even take care of and shit.
Yo, I guarantee people in steady relationships don't come at it like this. You know what I mean? No. So you got a bunch of fucking incels, virgin MGTOWs that are like, nah, I'm all about that trad life. Meanwhile, they've never even fucking smelt a fucking boob.
No.
You know? And then you got on the other side, you got someone who's just fucking tattered and torn from a whole fucking cacophony of fucking unfortunate events. And they're trying to tell you, oh, I got a fucking grip on reality here. I'll tell you what it's like. And it's like, ugh. This is not something healthy people do. It's like Joe Rogan says about Bigfoot. Like, these are unfuckable white dudes. You don't go looking for Bigfoot if everything's going right in your life, you know?
Amy.
Hi.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wearing a little outfit there, like a little bathrobe and shit. Let's see the boobies.
No, I'm wearing my.
I missed it.
You're such a
God damn it.
You're such a thought. You exhibit whore-like behavior.
I'm in this like silky sleeping number right now. So
yeah, it's cute.
Thanks. You guys talking about my Warski hangout?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Spurgy ass little bitches.
Those guys, man. Like, it really was the battle of the edgelords in there. It's like the most unattractive thing. Like,
I should have totally put the link to this stream in there. So they can hear us talking about them.
You should. In where?
In the Warski thing.
Oh my god, you should.
Right now. Yeah.
Post the hangout link in there. We'll get some spurgs out here.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, do it.
I guarantee you, none of them will show up. They're too busy fucking playing with their butthole or whatever the fuck it is they do.
Playing with their.
Amy, you got to tie something around. Tie something around the middle of that robe. You can't be all just falling out there.
It's not a robe. It's actually just like a big sweater that I have.
You're really toying with my emotions. Either cinch it up or fucking take it off. What are we doing here?
No.
All right. I'm gonna put the hangout link in there.
Oh,
you guys ready?
Yeah, yes. Brace for impact.
Marina went in there and called everybody a thought. Thought. Let's see if anybody comes.
They won't. They're bitches.
Yeah, or might not be any of them because there's hundreds of people in there. It might just be some total other rando would just show up, be like, "Oh, what's this?"
Hey guys.
This is Alf Benny Raw magic, guys. Anything can happen.
You're getting the raw experience.
The raw experience. Women are dangerous. Marina said in there. They're all planning to steal our money and control us.
I have to it's so late. I woke up at like 12:30 today.
Oh yeah.
I'm so embarrassed.
I woke up at 1.
What kind of adult wakes up at 12:30?
I woke up at 1. I beat you by a half hour. I was already awake because I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
So awful. I don't know what to say about those guys. It was I couldn't get a word in. They would ask me a question, then 8 of them would be like, you know. So I was like, I'm like, okay,
camping out.
And then I got the from that anal vape guy. He's like, listen to what you're saying. It's not even an argument. Like, that's not even a good rebuttal. I'm like, you asked me a question, I give you an answer. I mean, what is so difficult about that?
Billy, go to the channel Purple Dragon. It's like another stream channel by Worski where he plays video games. But the very last live stream he did has the Discord link in the description. That's how I got
I'm not wearing any underwear, so I better be careful. This doesn't...
Yeah, be careful.
Whoa.
Then you'll really be a thought.
Yo, don't be putting your curry out there on the internet for free now.
Marino's trolling in there, and he's like, I'm MGTOW, I mean incel, I mean MRA, I mean woke. Marino's funny as hell.
Marino's too cool for school.
Marino is too cool for school.
Oh, there it is. Looks like anal vape's too scared to come on.
Oh, then none of them are gonna come on.
And none of them are gonna come on. Too scared.
Come on, let them go in there.
Well, it's in there. If they want to come in, they can come in.
Hello, my name's Anal Vape, and I would like to lecture to you about traditional conservative values. Take it from me.
Jay said he's coming in 10 minutes.
It's almost time for the Jamie Show!
The Jamie Show. Marino is too old for school. Instead of too cool for school, now there's too old for school.
This nigga graduated and shit.
He graduated like 30 years ago.
I don't think this mic arm is gonna work. I'm actually gonna need a new arm.
You've got 2 arms, so what do you need a 3rd arm for?
I'm talking about for the mic.
Oh. Chrissy said she will marry me, so I might have to buy a ring now. I might have to start a GoFundMe. Help me buy this ring to marry my sweetheart. My Cornish maid.
My Cornish maid.
Yeah, I had a maid. I fell in love with her, and now I'm gonna marry her. If you marry your maid, is she still like obligated to clean in the house?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course she is.
That's pretty funny, right? You still make her wear the outfit, and like she's like lounging around the house, and you're like, it's 10:30. You should have had the house. You should have been starting cleaning already. You're like, what? I'm your wife now. I thought you were gonna hire another maid. No. You think I give you money to go shopping for nothing?
I keep trying to convince my wife to hire Amy as our maid, but she won't have any of it. I don't know what the problem is.
I bet she'd hire me as your maid though.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, hire that Alf guy. We could talk about punk all day.
I'll take the one with the foreskin and the deep knowledge of punk rock.
The one with the mohawked foreskin.
Mohawked foreskin. Be right back. Just grooming my foreskin.
Just grooming my foreskin. I'm just dyeing my foreskin's hair with manic panic.
Manic panic.
Yeah, that was a big punk. That was a big punk dye.
Yeah, it still is. Manic panic.
You use clear gelatin to spike their hair.
Yeah.
Putting one of those studded spiked collars around your testicles, cinching it up tight.
Nah, I'd put it around my dick and torture that pussy.
It's going on the shaft, motherfucker. Deal with it. Short in front and long in back.
I think I'm gonna make the attempt to go into that Purple Dragon shit again if he ever comes in. Look, there's a lot of people in there right now.
Sean said, "Alf, put your ring on Chrissy's finger," and I immediately thought butthole.
Yeah.
Like, are you telling me to put my butthole on her finger? Like,
Any normal human statement to Alf is actually processed through his anal sex
that's the
algorithm before it hits his frontal cortex.
Default is anal. Anything you say, it goes through anal, and if it doesn't work, then I go on to the next process. Like, oh, anal didn't work. Face fuck, no, don't work there either. Vaginal's at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm so non-traditional.
And then after you go through all
Any fuck is at the bottom for you, Alfie, not bad.
Non-tread life, yo.
Yeah, you push any given idea, any input idea through all those filters, then at the other side you're like, yeah, actually 3.5 is a pretty good percentage rate for a credit card. That's good. I like that.
Oh wait, there's been more talk in the Worski thing. I see. Hey pussy, step right up. Be gone, thought. Come talk to us.
Maria.
Hashtag trad life. He said your mother is a homosexual, somebody said. And you are a lady, and that's aside the point. Where do you stand on the JQ thought? Somebody stream this shit? We are streaming.
Where do you see that?
In the Andy Worski's fucking Discord. Oh,
Hi, Jamie.
I got excited for a second thinking it was one of the other guys that came in. But it's just Jay.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. What's up, Jay?
What's up? What's going down, bitches?
Oh no, you got back from London already, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jamie's here. Hi, yeah. Jamie.
Hi.
That means you know what time it is. It's time for the Jamie Show.
There you go.
We haven't done that in ages.
Fucking gay.
You're fucking gay, dude.
It's time
Amy's
for the
showing
show.
Who the fuck is Amy? Your mom, bitch.
Yeah, somebody said, who the fuck is Amy?
Tu madre.
So what I missed? What's going on?
Just some bullshit. The usual.
They were talking about horror movies at first, and then they started talking about all that rancid boy pussy in Andy Worski's Discord.
Dan is obsessed about boy pussy. So hang on, I can't believe it. This channel's still alive. I mean, Dan's been on here how long, and this channel's still active.
I told Dan I was gonna start inviting other people when it gets boring, and it got boring, and I started falling asleep. So I invited other people to spice it up. Dan's such a lame. He's fucking lame, dude. Nah, Dan's awesome to talk to.
Oh, thank you.
Talking about.
Even though he's kind of weird because he can't watch black and white movies or any old movies.
I can't do it. I see a blank screen.
I see a blank screen.
Not gonna happen.
And he's new to punk rock.
Yeah, ever since 1998.
Yeah. Well, considering it started in '77, it's kind of you're Hey, Billy, how are the fishes? Billy doesn't have fishes, does he? I think she's confusing him for Grant. Grant's the fish guy. Hi, Bianca, by the way. All right, so we need something else to talk about. You guys aren't talking.
Like what?
I was hoping I put you guys on and you fucking talk.
We're all busy.
All right, fine. We can talk about me if you want.
So, Jay, I saw a picture of some guy like trying to block your camera.
Yeah.
So you're out there in the field reporting.
Mm-hmm.
And then some fuckhead comes and tries to shut your shit down.
Yep, that would be Paul.
Oh, you're on a first name basis with this guy?
I know his first and last name.
Holy shit.
Paul Sallet, I think it is. Sallet. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, his name's Paul. And when I was chatting with him on Tuesday, you should have seen his face when I was like, "Oh yeah, your name's Paul."
He was like, "Oh no."
But I don't think he believed me that I was like live streaming this to thousands of people, and I was like, "Oh, someone in the chat will, I'm sure, will tell me your name." And then Sarah Jessica farted there, dumps it in, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Paul." And then his face was just like, Yeah.
Well, I think I saw in the caption he was trying to justify that behavior, saying that this far right guy is trying to dox all of us, right? Like
Oh
you're
dear.
like that's all
Yeah.
you want to do is show up. Like all you want to do is show up and like dox people. That's that's how that works. There's a whole fucking robust industry for fucking doxing. Fucking
Well,
what?
according to Sarah Hatcher, right? He's part of that industry.
Can we talk
Who?
about her? She's who the fuck?
Fuck is Sarah Hatcher.
Oh
Oh
man.
my god. Oh my
Well,
god.
Amy's
I
in
love.
a legal dispute with her. So
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Are you
Amy, are
ready
you
for
able
this?
to? Will your lawyer allow you to even talk about this right now?
Oh yeah.
Well, the dispute over who was meant to meet at who at which beer store is still going on.
Really.
Holy fucking hell.
No, but
Oh my God.
it's over a copyright claim, so that I think is fair use. It's obviously fair use.
Well,
Oh,
no, it's like I can't believe they would that like she thinks that she can just she's like, I ain't letting nobody use my shit, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
it's
it
like
doesn't work that way.
maybe you shouldn't put it on the fucking internet then.
Yeah, it's true.
Like maybe you can consider not doing 5-hour streams where you lose your mind and cry and talk shit about someone for fucking 5 hours.
She went to the Maddox School of Facetious Litigation.
If she's gonna fuck with me, I'll fucking take it to them and I'll be like, look at all the harassment she's throwing my way. Look at all the shit she's saying.
Yeah, it's just super wrong too to think
Hey
that.
Alfie, post that link again. Slender Bob. Okay. Link coming. At these sons of bitches. No, ain't nobody coming. There is the stream link. Come join us.
Get gaped.
Get gape, son.
Come get gaped, son.
Everyone, go onto the AIU Discord and look at the picture that has been fixed to make it look properly. That's a real image, that is.
Hold on, I gotta scroll down.
Yeah. That's great, Tristan.
Tristan's coming with another one. Shit.
Look at Jay's facial expression. That's very cute.
Yeah. He's
Very
like, "What?"
informative. He looks like he's in the middle of telling you exactly what's happening.
And it's like with your setup, you look kind of pretty professional. So
Yeah,
to be
I
he's
like
trying
it.
he's trying to dox us. It's like, no, he kind of just looks like he's trying to report on a scene. Like,
What a fucking tool that guy is.
yeah.
If
Can't
you
you
know
see
the
that you've got a
poll-
sign on your mic? That means you're official.
Yeah, I know, right? Official AIU correspondent. God, don't you think
Look at
these people
the
like?
Look at
How
the
do they
mic,
not know?
motherfucker. Look at
I
it.
know. I don't know how many times I've said that to people.
Nice.
I'm like, war kettle, mate. It's on the mic. See?
Yeah. We got I got a fruitful. This is like the return of the Alf Benny Raw show. So I got other guests coming. I got Hellbound Heathen, but he said Thursday after next. I don't know if he meant after this Thursday. So it's either this Thursday coming or the one after that.
Which Thursday are you talking about, sir?
And then I got Peach Bailey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She wants to come on next week, but she said any Thursday would be good after this week. So it's all good. It's gonna be fun.
I'm having my first Amy and Chill tomorrow.
Whoa.
I can't wait for that.
Well, this guy said I'm free anytime this week after 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm just saying, hey, okay.
Yeah, so that's after 3 o'clock.
So I said tomorrow for my time, so around 7 your time.
Sounds good.
Yeah, nigga.
So 7 o'clock. I'll be there.
All right, I'm gonna send this email off. There you go.
Uh-oh. It's official.
Ah, shit.
And it begins.
I love how Worski was like, you know what? We'll get $40 together and we're gonna send anal vape to you and see how this thing works. I'm like, yeah, go for it.
I would have loved to see that.
That would be hilarious.
Check out these screenshots I've just put in the AIU Discord.
Except what's going to happen is that dude's going to be a total spurg and you're going to eject him and keep the
That's
40
okay.
bucks.
I'll make $40, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
gonna
also-
try. I'm gonna try and just be super nice, and it's gonna fucking grate his brain even more. Cause he's a little cunt. He's a 25-year-old cunt. And you know what he said to me? He's like, you don't even understand how the world works. I'm like, oh yeah? How about have a 25-year-old hasn't jerked off for 7 months, son of a bitch, tell me how the fucking world works? talk to me, baby doll. Let's do this. He's like, don't call me that, baby doll. I'm like, you want to call me a whore? I'll call you baby doll, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, he called you a whore 25 times rapid fire.
Yeah.
You called baby doll once, and
he just started crying like a little bitch.
What nerve, right? To be like, I'm gonna call you whatever I want, but the second you call me something, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't like it. It wasn't even something bad. You actually called him something sweet, and he was like, don't call me that.
Is it
like
possible
you were a whore in a thought for the last like hour and a half?
Is it possible that he was being self-aware and ironic, or is he just? Because we know he's an idiot, but maybe he's possibly being a little self-aware there. I don't know.
I don't know, but like. I just everything about that was so it was off-putting, like, and then it makes you think, right? I'm like, wow, Andy Worski, this is the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. Like, you sit here and you talk about how, yeah, you know, I hope one day I'm as big as Joe Rogan because I love Joe Rogan. Rogan doesn't spend his time with fucking riffraff like you do.
Yeah.
And that's why he is successful. He surrounds himself with really good people, and even though he doesn't agree with them, there is a tacit mutual respect with anybody who comes on his show and comes and hangs out with him because he's a respectful guy. And like, yeah, it's one thing to like sit around with your friends and shoot the shit and roast each other, because we do that all fucking day, but these guys are just ridiculous. It's like, you don't even know the person, you're going to start going off and being as offensive as possible. Like I said, Battle of the Edgelords, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you expecting to accomplish here? Is this your idea of what a healthy community is, full of healthy people? No, you're surrounding yourself with really unhealthy douchebag people.
Yeah. And they're like, I called her a whore. Huh? I'm so edgy.
I know, right?
And like, high five, dude.
Oh, they're so gross. It was really gross.
Yeah, I guarantee you one-on-one he wouldn't behave like that. It's kind of a groupthink sort of thing. And that's not a real human being that's being presented to you. That's a character groupthink sort of thing. I mean, he could try to maintain it. Like, once again, back to Joe Rogan. You can go on Joe Rogan and be fake, but after 3 hours, that's just going to fall away. Yeah, Amy, she's even better than Joe Rogan. About 20 minutes, she'll melt all that bullshit away. Just be real, you know?
That's the whole point. They couldn't do it. Hey, answer our questions. We have questions for you, but you're a fucking whore and you're a cunt. And this is what I always get too. Remember how Sarah and like everybody seems to think that I'm really condescending because I don't slip to their level and start being a total douche right away. And I'm just like I'm fairly confident if I'm talking to a bunch of retards, right? Like, I just am. I have no problem talking to people I don't know, and I'm not going to approach anybody like they're just the biggest scum of the earth. But they do, and then because I don't, and I'm like just trying to answer the questions and chill around, and I'm laughing about it, they're like, you're a fucking cunt. You're so fucking condescending. Look at you. You think you're better than everybody. And I wish, because I had talked to Dad after, that I was like, yeah, I am fucking better than you. At least I know how to behave in a crowd. At least I know how to fucking talk to people and not spurg the fuck out and just freak out and call them names and not even listen to what they're saying, because they didn't pick up anything I was putting down at all about anything.
Yeah, you know what I realized is that the inflections in your voice have just the right amount of Southern California and like erudite New Hampshire, just a little Thurston Howell III and a little bit of Beverly Hills 90210, to where there's almost nothing you could say that wouldn't come off as condescending to some people who are prejudiced against that. And they're only going by, and this whole internet culture, they're like, they hear people's voices and they have to make all these snap judgments because they can't riff on your shoes or your hair or your car.
Yeah. And it was really funny how like I was like, I hope your family fucking kills you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, this is so retarded. And look at this. These little bitches, they won't come in here because they're cunts.
Gotta get a phone number on that.
Oh my God, look at how many guys are in that Battle of the Edgelords.
Yeah, they just play video games in there.
Yeah, I think they're playing some sort of video game. So.
Oh, Anal Vape is there. I should tag him and be like, "Hey, bitch, why don't you come stream with us?"
Come on.
I'm DMing
it's funny
him.
When him and all his friends are talking to you. Now, why don't you come and talk to your friends? Yeah, that goes. Yeah, I just think she's a thought. It's like, I don't give a shit. They were saying that yesterday, and I was like, yeah, but thoughts are fun. You guys are boring as shit.
Oh, shit. Voting is now finished. The polls have closed.
Uh-oh. Did you vote?
No, I don't live in that constituency.
Oh.
It was the constituency I was in on Tuesday and why I was there. For Lewisham East. And we will find out who the next... Yeah, and we will find out who the next MP will be for Lewisham East at some point tonight. Well, sometime in the early morning.
Ew, man. Oh.
They'll be counting all the ballot papers.
Worski is bigger than Joe Rogan already. Worski is the new Jeff Holiday. Jeff Holiday, what happened to him, right? You barely hear shit about him anymore.
I think his fingernails got infected and he lost his hand, so he's been in the hospital.
Fuck. Ew.
Short in front, long back.
That's plausible,
I'm
man.
sure he's still coming out with content. I think he has a different Twitter account, or he's off Twitter, because I haven't seen anything. But if I do find his new Twitter account, then I won't be muted now, so he'll probably mute me instantly. I was busting him so hard on his bullshit. He got upset and muted me.
Someone said recently, men mute and women block. So I'm really surprised Jeff Holiday didn't block you.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he just muted me. I mean, technically, it's the same thing, right?
I guess, yeah.
What you're putting, so. But I thought it was fine because all his fans saw it. So it's like everybody who follows you is seeing it.
Oh my god, I can't type. Sorry about the loudness on mute.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, something went right.
All right, are you ready?
Are you ready to... Wait, what are we doing?
Can't hear that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's all we hear.
Are you ready for ear raid?
It's like a machine gun going off. Anal rape.
Maybe I should join on my phone so I can do my hair and talk to you guys because I need to. It's already 2 o'clock. What the fuck, man? The whole day has gone by.
And I'm like ready to go to bed, mate. I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. I actually got up early. I was like, oh, I'll get up early and I'll see what Jamie's doing. And I'm like, oh, no one's been in here since like 5 a.m. Well, that goes out the fucking
I went to
window.
bed at like 3 this morning and I woke up at noon like a loser.
It was just me, Marino, and Jay talking. You know how boring that gets with these guys.
Yeah, right.
Whoa.
Can't be
Whoa. It was a MGTOW meeting, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I hate when you guys have MGTOW meetings and then I crash them and then you guys just start being all mean to me because I crashed you.
Yeah, because you're just trying to come in and manipulate us into marrying you.
So I just want to give you my tits and my vagine.
You want 50% of my $10.
But we keep telling you it's like sexual harassment, but you seem to like not get the picture.
But I want to rape you.
Your vagine is like sleeve of wizard.
It's a velvet lined sausage wallet. That's what my first boyfriend used to call it.
The sales pitch of the first. The sales. That's the best sales pitch I've ever heard for a vagina. I tip my hat to your first boyfriend.
He was funny. He would be like, "Hey, babe, where's my wallet?" I'm like, I don't know. Where'd you put it last? He's like, my velvet lined sausage wallet. And I was like really confused the first time he said that. I'm like, what? He's like, it's you. And I'm like, oh, I get it now. Oh, right here.
I'm ready to receive.
Open for business.
I need some storage space.
That's my cock pocket.
Cock pocket. Yeah. Cock pocket.
I was gonna say cock garage, but cock pocket's better.
Cock garage is great too.
It doesn't flow off the tongue as easy though.
Yeah.
So
Cock pocket
kind of just flies right out.
Got to snap to it. It's gotta pop. Be right back.
Yeah, some of these guys are coming in, these faggots.
Buying cockpocket.com real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab a little more coffee. I actually
Fleshlight. I like Fleshlight too. That's a clever name.
So
The
anyway,
Joe
guys,
Rogan
what
experience. Huh?
I want to know what I've missed because, like, I feel like out of the loop on all the drama and shit.
I don't know. I think you
Like,
pretty
Carrie?
much.
Carrie?
Oh, Carrie yesterday, right, on Twitter. So
Yeah, I
how
jumped in
fucking
on
weird
that.
was that?
That
That
was mental.
okay, so if you want to acknowledge anybody who was in that A-Team video, why would you acknowledge or tweet me in particular? I mean, it just makes it obvious you have a fucking thing with me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You could have fucking tweeted at Alfie. You know you're cool with Alfie. Why would you come to me in particular? And then she tried to turn the whole thing around and act like Miss Innocent, like I'm just trying to mom you and give you advice so you don't get hoiled on the internet, little Amy. And I'm over here like, what?
I just don't get what the issue is. I don't understand.
We know what the issue is.
Yeah.
She just doesn't like
She's
me.
jealous.
She don't like me.
That's how it
Is a
seems. I
woman
don't know if she realizes she's
jealous.
coming off like that, but that's exactly how she's coming off. It's coming
Well,
off.
I mean, every single time she's anything with her involving me, it's never exactly been friendly. I wouldn't say it's been necessarily adversarial either, but
I don't get it. Then her husband came on and said something about how it's ridiculous that you asked for $5,000. I mean, you want to make it professional, so you wanted to get new equipment and stuff. Your old equipment was.
But
crap.
here's the thing too. It's like nobody understands the aspect of I'm not forcing anybody.
Mhm.
Whoever helped me because they wanted to help me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Obviously,
why
enough
you mad
people, enough people liked your idea to donate to get you to your goal. So
exactly.
there
Oh, you know what else
They
is
only,
fucked up too?
they only did it so they could get in your pants. Amen.
right.
Well, I mean, if it's for that, then fuck it. Why not? That's what I
And
say.
then
You're not gonna get in that
Waska,
pants.
To
her
be fair,
fucking-
though, I would happily sleep with Delane for you because, like, he has got the most gorgeous voice in the world. Every time I hear it, I'm just like, oh, I'm willing to take one for an A-Team member.
What were you saying, Amy?
I was saying, and then her husband jumped in, and guess who called me a whore? Like that's the first thing they do, right?
God.
It's like,
Oh,
do you have
God.
anything else? All
Yeah,
you
no.
think you can do is
Broken
call me
records.
a whore. It's so pathetic, right? It just screams to the idea that not only do you not know me, you got nothing. You're not just gonna call a girl a whore unless you actually have something to say to her and have legitimate things to say against anything she's doing. But you don't. And you know I'm fucking adorable. And you know that people like me. And you fucking hate it. And I fucking love that you hate it.
Yeah,
Bring
a lot of
it.
the times
Bring
people
it.
don't like you. It just seems like they're upset you're getting attention, more attention than them, or something. It's like-
Mhm.
We call
when
it
you went in that-
the
like
Amy
when-
litmus test.
yeah, basically, like when you went in the. That's exactly what I said when she went in the.
Hey, that's quite funny you say that, Dan. A couple of weeks ago, I said that literally said that to Amy. I was like, yeah, you're like my
Yeah.
litmus test for
Yeah.
people. If you can't
That's-
handle Amy, then you're fucked.
That's what happened in that vegan Discord. She went in there and everybody started flipping out, and I was like, "Yeah, you are all failing Amy's litmus test." Like, and now
Yeah.
I'm not in there anymore because why am I going to go in there to talk to a bunch of people that failed Amy's litmus test? You know,
Exactly.
Fucking
you
so
guys can't
retarded.
handle a pretty chick hanging around and getting all the attention. Then I don't need.
But
to
the
talk.
funny thing is, I don't get all the attention.
No, you
Like
don't.
I have certain friends that I talk to, and I talk to them all the time because they're my fucking friends. You guys, right? But
Mhm.
like, do you not see? I have like a minuscule channel, minuscule everything. I'm just like I'm like in the corner of a corner of a corner of a corner.
But there's
And it's
other,
like-
but what it is they're minuscule as well, and then you get more attention than them, even if it's just a little bit, and they'll get jealous of that. And
It's so
it out on
stupid though. Then go do
Yeah.
something, bitch. Like why don't you motherfuckers do something? Why don't you
Well-
assholes put something out and
Yeah.
have fun streams and have interesting people on? You know why you don't? Because you don't know any interesting people, and anybody who is interesting doesn't want to fucking talk to you because you're so simple-minded, puny
Mhm.
brain, and retarded. What the fuck would anybody want to talk to someone like that?
Except
some
for
people
40
are
bucks
just-
an hour.
Some people are
Yeah.
just boring. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna attract people if everybody's gonna be bored listening.
Yeah, and I like, especially with the same main show thing, I like how the guys are like, whoa, you're gonna charge $40 an hour? You're
Yeah.
just exploiting men. And I'm like,
No.
okay, but they're exploiting me for my time, and there's an exchange for that
Yeah.
that mutual exploitation happening.
Yeah.
Why would I want to spend my free time with people who actually need practice if I didn't want to help them to some degree?
I think
Like, it just
$40 is a good amount. What
Yeah,
were
and
they
they're like,
expecting?
well, there's psychologists and psychiatrists. I'm like, well, they can go
They
see
don't-
them then.
yeah,
I'm not
they
saying don't see a psychologist and come see me.
Dude, that
And
one
those
guy,
people charge way more than $40. So
I know.
the one guy actually said, "Oh, I'd rather go talk to a virtual waifu digital girl." Like
well, that's your problem.
an app. Like he
Well,
said
that's
that
your
out
problem.
loud as if that was a
Well,
slam on you.
Yeah. That's
Like, hey,
I-
I see your big beautiful titties over there, but I'd rather cuddle up with my fucking pillow.
yeah. Yeah, you
What the
just,
fuck?
he just burned himself.
Yeah, these
Like,
people don't function normally. Like that's not a healthy attitude to have.
it's funny, but that's my take on it was that those are all the people who should be going on Amy and Chill, and they find it insulting because they know they're those people that you're talking about, you know, that need that help.
You know what I want to do? What I would like to do? Maybe we'll do, Alfie, because you had this idea the other day where I should cut up parts of that podcast that were actually like funny and shit, where they said shit, and we should rabbit it and stream it. I would like to do that. I think I will do that, and like maybe I'll do it on the Amy and Chill channel instead of doing it on the Amy K channel. What do you think about that? Do you think that's not good?
I think it's all right.
Put it there.
I don't know. Maybe we should do that, and then you could do one for the Amy and Chill, and then it's all of us on it. So I don't know if you want to have.
Well, yeah. Maybe I'll just put it on the Amy K channel.
Do it like as an ATeam video, and then you could put an Amy and Chill version where you just go over it yourself or something to use as an example of the.
Yeah, but I don't mind having you guys be a part of the Amy and Chill project.
Yeah, that's on you.
Not at all. Like you guys are my advisors. You're my advisory board.
Aaron's mom is here. Aaron will undercut your business model and charge $18 an hour, bitch.
You just got undercut, motherfucker.
Bitch.
Or at least that's what Aaron's mom wants her to do, so she can get her $18 back.
Bitch. You bitch.
You bitch.
So I had something important to say, and I'll probably stumble through it and fuck it up. But it seemed on that stream that the people that were adversarial to you had a very deliberate misunderstanding of your service, and they really tried hard to interpret that you were trying to give people advice, life advice, as opposed to critiquing and giving them conversational, social advice and communication advice.
Yeah.
And you did try to clear that up, and even once Andy Worski kind of actually hit the nail on the head on that one, but then also a bunch of people were trying to convey it and present it as though you were like, look at me, I'm so awesome, like you can pay to talk to me, you know, like, or even I'm going to give you life advice, I'm going to pretend to be a psychologist. Like such a deliberate misunderstanding.
That's the one I don't get the most, is when people are like, oh, you know, there's psychologists and this, that. We're not talking about people who need therapy. We're talking about people who have trouble or maybe are too shy to talk to women. You know,
these are vegan levels of deliberate misunderstanding and logical failing.
And if you don't realize how many people out there have that problem, then you haven't spent much time talking to people on the internet, because we run across that constantly. People who don't know how to talk to women at all. You know.
So Andy was like,
with women in real life.
Andy was like, yeah, everybody comes, hangs out in here. People I don't like, people who do like me, blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I get when you have to hang out with some people that you don't like, right? But like, for example, in the AIU Discord, I'm sure not everybody likes each other, but everybody behaves enough so that the whole group can kind of get along and have a good time and not make their personal issues a problem in the group.
Yeah.
How do you even hang out with people who are just in there to be assholes? That's what was really fucking off-putting about it. And I'm like, in my head, as soon as I was there, like 15 minutes or so, I was like, damn, these are the people that Andy Worski wants to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like it speaks to the need to like, oh, I just want to be, it's very Esau. I want to be cool with everybody, you know, like there's a motive there of like being likable, coming off likable so that you can maintain your subs or whatever the hell else, right? It's funny, they tried to give me shit. They're like, oh, well, you're being like, why are you sucking Andy's dick? And I'm like, well, I'd like to build a rapport. Oh, look, it's Anal Vape. Hey, you little cunt.
He came in. There he is. Hi.
Hey. How are you?
Welcome to my show.
Pretty good. How are y'all?
Good. What are you doing?
Who the fuck is this?
This is Anal Vape that was on the Purple Dragon stream with Amy.
Yeah. Called me a whore and a cunt constantly.
You mean that stream where I watched about 2 seconds of it and then said this sounds like cancer and then decided not to?
Yeah. That'd be the one.
What, you can't handle little autism?
No, I'm fine. I'm just saying what happened. Does that mean I can't handle it?
No, I think he was talking to Jay because Jay
I think
said
it's all about me.
Oh,
I'm talking
sorry
about
about
dude
that.
complaining about it. The war. Yeah. You said 2 seconds. That's as much as you could take.
I just someone was calling Amy a whore and shit, and I was like, oh, okay, it's that kind of stream, and then I was like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah,
with this.
you're right, Amy. Your fans are really weak-willed.
we're not
How
her
are they
fans, we're her
weak-willed?
friends.
I'm
Yeah.
not her
These are
fan.
not
Yeah.
fans. These are friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what those are, anal vapes.
What's the
but-
difference anyway? What's
Well,
the
actually,
difference?
You don't know
Amy's
the
my
difference between
best
friends
friend.
and fans? Come on, dude. You can't
Wow.
be that bad.
Well, actually, if anything, I'm going to be super virtuous
They're
and
all
say
the
that
same.
Amy's actually my best friend. So,
Oh, I love you. You're one of my best too.
I'm assuming we're live on
Yeah.
stream right now, yeah?
Yes, this
We're,
is live.
Yeah.
we're live streaming.
Oh, wow. I didn't even have to pay $40.
No,
No,
because this is an Amy and Chill session. So
Yeah, this is my show.
yeah.
exactly.
I'm Alf Benny.
Can
by
I
the way.
get a link? I was just randomly given the Hangout link. Can I get the stream link?
Oh, the stream link? Sure.
Yeah. It's
Give me 1 second. I'll post it in here.
Lance is here. Lance,
Lance.
mate. I love you,
What's
buddy. I've been fucking eating the fuck out of that. What the fuck was it? you sent me?
Vegemite.
Vegemite. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Lance, I ate that Vegemite. Oh, there. Somebody put it in here.
I'm fucking loving it. I'm
Dan,
like
I ate
almost
that
ran
Vegemite
out.
and it fucked up my stomach for like 2 days.
What? Are you for
Yeah,
real?
man.
Wow.
I felt sick for
Yeah,
like 2 days.
Alfie
man.
wasn't doing
Shit.
well. He
I
stayed
don't
home
think-
and
I don't
stayed in
think
bed.
I don't think Americans are meant to eat fucking yeast extract. We're not used to it, I guess.
Well,
My
Lance,
stomach
mate,
couldn't
I demand
handle
a
it.
second tube. Fuck it. Just send me a box of tubes, mate. It'll be fine.
I like what Marina said. They immediately tried to sexualize because that's their big insecurity. Yeah, I agree with that.
It was,
I
oh
agree,
yeah,
Lance.
it all turned into sexual shit. Oh my god, so you're a whore because you're gonna have people pay you to talk to you? Yeah, why?
Lance
And then they're like, what, that
That-
stupid fucking girl, man, who was like,
Ray?
I'm the best thought. I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm gonna make my husband a sandwich. And I'm like, oh my god, you sound insufferably stupid.
Actually, Amy, that's kind of how you sounded. That was kind of the voice you were putting on.
No, it wasn't. That's just how she sounded. I mean, you
she
guys are
talks-
going
she
to
talks
ascribe
like a normal
every
person.
negative aspect you could to me, which is exactly what was happening. You don't
Yeah.
even know me.
No,
you guys are like,
you weren't there to dogpile you. We actually like to make friends. You were just kind of a wild card.
yeah, well, you guys are really bad at trying to make
Yeah,
friends
you
if
guys
that's
are
what you were
totally
trying to do.
And totally misunderstanding the concept of the.
I make several new friends a day. So
Yeah, they're probably not actual
Several new friends a day.
Yeah, it
Again,
doesn't happen overnight. You know,
basically,
just
what's
become
the
friends.
difference? What's the difference between a friend and a fan anyway? Everybody's trying to exploit each other, aren't they?
No, friends
but
and
there's
fans
so
are
many-
different things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I exploit my friends for good
it's kind
company.
I think it's kind of like nerdy.
I mean,
to
yeah,
not know what
right?
the
But
difference
you're,
between the two.
you might be using them for company, but they probably want something different out of you.
Is that what you
It
think?
ends up the same. We just have each other's company and we laugh. Basically.
That's how friendships work, isn't it?
Yeah, but not fandom.
Yeah, not fan.
Not how
Fandom
fandom
is
works.
different.
To me, those two words mean the same thing.
Oh, that's why you're
That's-
retarded.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
for
pretty
one, I
autistic
tell-
too.
Oh, good
That
argument.
is
Hold on,
hella
there's a big
autistic.
difference. I tell all three
Great
of these
argument.
three
Changed
right
my
here
mind.
some of my deepest secrets. I wouldn't share them with someone who
fan,
I'm
with a
just a
fan.
fan with.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm
Personal shit.
constantly confessing my personal love for boy pussy. Isn't that right, Dan?
Hey, that is correct. Boy pussy now on sale, $9.99.
Maybe
Your
the
boy
problem-
pussy while supplies last.
Maybe
So
you don't have
So
it.
you don't want to you don't want to share that information with fans, but you'll share it on live stream, yeah?
What live stream
I was
did I share
using
any
that as an
personal
example.
information?
No, I'm talking to this guy here, the war.
Oh.
He's
Yeah,
talking
and I
about-
was using that
yeah.
as and I was using that as an example. I don't mind sharing that one.
Can you share
You know what
another
I mean?
example?
Not really one that I would want to share.
I mean, that's
like,
kind of a
publicly.
distinguishing factor, and it's a pretty
Don't even
large
play into his
one.
game. It's bullshit. He's just saying, can you
Yeah.
share an example just to like bait you into shit?
Well, no,
Don't
he's sharing
fall for the
examples, and I don't understand what he's talking about, so I'd like another one.
It's extremely simple to understand. There
How
are
do you
things that
not
are
get
private
that?
in his life that he only shares with friends and not with fans. That's it. You don't really need an example.
Give me an
That's,
example of
extremely-
something you wouldn't share with fans.
Like say I liked to take it in the ass, then I would say I would not tell my fans that or
Bad
say it in
example.
public, but I would say that to people.
Oh, okay. I think I get it. What's another one?
Why
Relationship
I'm not
stuff,
playing this game.
personal
This is
shit.
retarded. He understands.
Yeah, he's just being an idiot.
Oh, what kind of
This is
relationship
just a game.
stuff? What kind of relationship stuff would you guys not want out there?
I guess you wouldn't know about a relationship, would you?
Yeah.
Well, if I
but-
was starting a new relationship with someone, I might not want to make that public yet, or things like that. Or say if I was in a relationship and my relationship was in trouble, I wouldn't really make that public. You know, sort of things that are personal to your relationship.
Yeah, I don't
that you
think
would
people
have.
really say that to their fans all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure, like Burying and Sugar Tits have probably had their personal issues in their relationship before, and I'm sure they don't go out and tell their fans that. They might say that
Exactly.
to their friends, but they might not tell their fans that.
Exactly.
You never hear of them having trouble. So, I mean, obviously they've been together for years, and obviously they're gonna have troubles here and there.
This entire line of questioning is hurting my brain. What are we even
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
right
I don't know
now?
why we're playing into this, but you guys kept going, so I kept going.
This is-
So I
Yeah,
fell
yeah,
back into-
This is
it's
Well,
just
I'm
retarded.
honestly over here. It's like humor him, right? If he's gonna act this retarded and be like, "Oh, what's the difference between a fan and a friend?" Like, what a
he says that the same thing to
question.
me. What that sounds like is he has a small number of fans, and they just happen to be his friends.
Nobody
listen,
here
let's
needs
not-
to
People who
talk
aren't
about
his
that.
friends aren't his fans. Basically,
Let's not dogpile this guy
Very,
too hard,
very
guys.
easy
Let's,
to
like,
take over your guys' show. Can I
Banal
ask you
Vape,
guys a
shut the
question?
fuck up! Shut the fuck up, Banal Vape. Goddamn. Listen, guys, let's not
Angry.
dogpile any vape too much. Let's give him enough rope to hang himself. Let's not be like his crew where
Okay.
they all dogpile and be uncharitable. We can really let him expose himself as a weak, cowardly piece of shit, without
Oh, yeah.
dogpiling them.
I didn't
So go
even know
ahead,
what this
Innovate.
stink was, and I came in here. I'm so
Yeah.
cowardly.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Banal Vape. Now bring us up to speed on the situation. Where are you at in your life?
I'm here. Where are you?
you sound young. Are you like in your early 20s?
Does he like acts this stupid and he thinks it's like
Yeah.
a tactic, or
No,
he's
I'm-
just
yeah.
this stupid?
See, that's my
I'm
premise. I don't
answering-
think
I'm
he can.
answering you guys.
Shut the fuck up, Banal Vape. I don't think he can. I don't think he can hold this
Why
autistic
are you so
smirky character.
angry?
Shut
Are
the
you getting
fuck up, you
impotent
piece of
already?
shit.
You know, there's pills. There's pills for this kind of
I don't-
thing. I can
I
help you,
don't
man.
think he can hold this
hey.
character.
Ecstasy.
Anal Vape needs the same pills because this is how he was behaving and
Mhm.
worse in Andy Worski's stream. But they feel
not-
empowered by Worski, don't they? Because they're
I'm-
like,
I'm
oh,
not-
look, Andy Worski's talking to me. I'm going to suck his dick.
Oh, come on. You were the one cozying up to him.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
being
I
the
have
biggest
no
hurt of him.
problem admitting that either. That's the thing. You guys asked
Yeah,
me,
but
why
that's
you
not
here
what we were
sucking
doing,
Andy's
though.
dick? I don't
You
care
can
about
be
what you were doing.
disingenuous. Doesn't make it true, though.
Well, I mean, that's kind of in being disingenuous, isn't it?
Anyway, can I ask you guys an interesting question? Something that'll actually be entertaining for the audience.
You mean
The audience
entertaining
has
for
been
you?
entertained the entire time this show's been on. To tell you, the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
The live
Do you guys
chat,
think art can be pretentious?
Sure, of course.
That's been like a topic that we've been talking about a while. I personally think not, because in order for art to be pretentious, you need context, right? And I personally think that you shouldn't consider context when you're like reviewing something.
Oh no, you definitely do. It's a subjective thing. The pretentiousness is subjective, and the context is subjective.
Well, yeah, exactly. And because everything is subjective, like you can look at something and call it pretentious. Like that's my whole contention. My whole contention is that like pretentious is more of like a what do you call it? A personality trait, like a human characteristic. So when you apply it to a piece of art, you're not really saying anything.
Like art
like
is a
when someone
human
asks-
characteristic as well.
Well, when someone says a piece of art is pretentious, it doesn't really say anything to me. So I'd have to like ask them, well, like to explain exactly why they don't like the art. Because I just think that calling something pretentious is like a lazy cop out.
No, pretentious has a meaning. I think when you call something pretentious, you know exactly what it means. It has.
Well, I know what the word pretentious means, right? I know what the word pretentious means.
Mean that people tend to use it in a way that doesn't actually go with the meaning.
Probably just because like again, like say you I have to keep using the same example of like say there's just a canvas and it's just a solid red. There's no texture, no pattern. It's just a solid red. Now, it just alone, you can't say whether it's pretentious or not. It needs to be like, say it's some college student who made it and he's just
Yeah, that example sucks. Use another example. Go. Start from the beginning.
I'm just saying, like, if you're some random kid hanging it up in your bedroom, that's not pretentious, right? But if you're like a millionaire trying to sell it for like $20 million, that's pretentious, right? But if they made the same thing, it's literally only the context that makes it pretentious. And if it's dependent on the context, that's retarded. Like,
I don't think it's retarded.
because
think
like
it's fine.
because if like the rich guy versus the poor college kid, they make the same product. Why is one pretentious and one isn't?
Well, what if the college kid has a big head about it? And he's like, I just made the most beautiful art piece in the world. Then he's being
He's
pretentious.
pretentious. He's
Yeah.
pretentious, but
And
not the
his
product
pieces,
itself.
I hear what you're saying. It makes sense, but I still think it's all subjective anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of a useless discussion.
No, yeah, it's just that I got people to yell at me for literally 9 hours about this yesterday.
You get yelled at a lot, don't you?
Oh yeah, people follow me because they can't wait to they're like, what stream's he gonna pop on next? I can't wait to shit up the chat.
Do you
You're
actually have a
welcome.
YouTube channel? Do you do anything?
I do. It's just called Anal Vape, but I used to host streams,
Mhm.
but I got a strike because I used a lewd anime picture.
Anal Vape, what's your 5-year plan to get yourself to the next level? Broadcast.
My 5-year plan. I have a 2-year plan, but that's not really something I want to share out loud.
Are you young? You sound young.
I'm 25.
You're 25. Not too young.
25 and he doesn't jerk off. He's a healthy
How do you
individual.
not jerk off? That's a problem.
Whoa,
I have a-
You're gonna get
whoa!
prostate
Do you not?
cancer,
Do you not? Hold
Yeah,
up,
you
hold
should
up,
jerk off
hold up,
daily.
guys.
I have someone do it.
Do
for
you
me.
not masturbate?
I don't have a need to. I have someone do it for me. I
I
ejaculate
don't,
like
I don't
3
jerk
times
off
a
because
day.
I need to. I jerk off. 'cause
I
I need to.
ejaculate 3
Yeah,
times
I
a
don't need
day.
to jerk off because I need to. Just sometimes I just want to.
Even
Is
when I
that too
have
little?
someone
Is
that
that
can
too
jerk
little
me
for
off,
you?
I'll still
Is
jerk
that
off.
too little for you, Amy? Should I be ejaculating more?
Yeah.
No, once a day is good. It's just funny how you said it. I ejaculate 3 times a day.
Now, did
Yeah.
he just imply?
What do you want me to say? I fuck 3 times a day. Like,
Whoa! Did you just
Yeah,
imply
that's
that you have a
better.
real human girl in your presence that you have sexual relations with?
He didn't say it was a girl.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Did you imply that?
Yes.
Okay. This is actually good news, guys. This is
Yeah,
this is
that's
the biggest ray of sunshine we've seen in the whole fucking dark, ominous horizon of anal vape.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Oh, you guys really think I'm like that full of despair, huh?
You seem like a sad individual, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I just thought you were a spurgy kid. That's what you sound like to
Yeah.
me most of the times.
I honestly don't spurg that much.
Well, you sound like you
Oh,
do.
well, that first conversation determined
Yeah,
that's a
no,
lie.
watching that
I mean-
stream, you seemed to be pretty spurgy.
No, you think that's spurgy? Oh my god, no! You should.
Yeah, I
really
mean,
hang out.
it's not not only is it not attractive when a girl comes into a room like that and the first thing you start saying to her is that she's a whore and stuff, but it's just the general way you were behaving.
That's your
It's just-
opinion, man. Usually,
No, it's objectively unattractive.
Can I
It's
ask-
gross.
Oh,
Can I ask
then
why
then
were
how
you
am I?
acting-
How do I get laid then? How do I get laid if I treat all
I have
women?
no fucking
You know-
idea. I don't believe you.
Anal vape, there are girls out there who are desperate and have issues
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true.
It's not just guys who have issues. So
Plus, some girls just like douchebags.
yeah, exactly.
I've
I think most girls like douchebags.
I don't know about most. But,
Yeah, I don't know about
it
those.
could be.
I
I'll
think
give you
so.
like 50-50 at the most.
Okay, I'll concede that.
But why do you act like that? Do you just do that for entertainment, or
Yeah, is that funny too?
or are those things really how you feel?
Like
or,
your
I-
performance.
or are you just
your
being a shit poster?
Wait, your performance in that live stream the other day, is that something you think is funny? Like, do you think it's edgy? What is the reason to behave like that? When you don't know someone, with the internet, you'd have to show your face and hold yourself accountable for the way that you behave.
I was just responding the way I thought appropriate.
Why did you think it was appropriate though?
I don't know. You were throwing stuff out there, threw stuff back.
What was I throwing out there that would make you behave in
Natural.
that way?
You were just admitting that you were exploiting men for their money, and I felt it
well,
necessary to call you a whore.
Do you think prostitutes are exploiting men, or do you think men are exploiting prostitutes? Or do you
I think it
it's
goes
mutual?
both ways.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got that under control.
You
Anal
pay
vape.
somebody for a service, you're exploiting.
So what? What? I don't understand. What did we get out of the way? You're not a whore
Okay,
anymore?
so-
I don't understand.
No. Not that I'm not a whore anymore, but
Prostitute's an example. The point is that she's not exploiting the men, and without them exploiting her, it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way.
yeah. So you added a negative connotation to the word exploit, and I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's just the way nature works. We all exploit our environments for personal gain. That is kind of how it works. So your reaction in proportion to the things that I was saying and the actual idea were really overblown. That's why I'm questioning you about your reaction.
That's your opinion.
Okay.
I think it was even.
No, it wasn't.
I want to.
It wasn't even
Again, that's your opinion.
No, that's actually your failure to operate within that context appropriately because your reaction was inappropriate. So you were just being an actuoid then.
That's your opinion. I think my behavior was appropriate.
I think
my
you're
behavior was
actually a
appropriate.
douche.
Dan brought up a point here where he said Anal Vape got his chronology all fucked. He called her a whore 20 minutes before she said she was exploiting guys. So you started
all
with
women
that,
are
it seems like.
whores. Most all women are.
Oh yeah,
There
you're
it
just
is.
one of these.
Oh, there's the
He's angry at
misogyny.
women.
There's the misogyny. There's the misogyny.
Listen,
Oh.
Anal Vape, if you got us lot telling you that you're
You guys liberal?
misogynist and racist, you might actually want to take a look in the mirror, all right?
Oh, okay.
Now,
You know
to
I'm
be
an
fair,
Adam-
if
you
I
know
call
I'm
you
Adam-
anti-Semitic,
you know,
fair enough.
right.
You kind of have a right to question it. But if I'm calling you misogynist, you might wanna look in the mirror.
I literally
weirdest
don't give a
people
shit
that-
about that word. If I'm getting called misogynist, I imagine I'm in a fucking liberal bubble. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not where you're at, though.
So
So,
there's
you need
no
to
such thing
reassess
as
your
Yeah,
life.
that's not.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. So there's no
Okay,
such thing
so
as
so-
men taking advantage of women. That doesn't
Wait,
happen
guys.
ever. Or
So-
looking at women as not human. That doesn't ever happen ever at
So
all.
why exactly are all women whores? And you're saying all. So
because
just
he's a
be
weak
aware of
bitch.
that.
No,
yeah,
I
he
was
is a
being,
weak
hyper,
bitch,
I was being
know.
hyperbolic, but
Ah,
I do
okay.
think that all women are stupid.
That's dumb too.
Yeah, that's
I
dumb
bet I
too.
know.
No,
I bet I know
I'll stick
tons
with
of
my
women who
previous
are way
point.
smarter than you.
Housewives out there. There is some good housewives out there, but they do require a little bit of training. Women are kind of naturally whorish,
Oh, really? Men aren't though.
Yeah, men are
Oh,
even
wow.
more whorish actually.
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
men need to be that way.
Why do they
Men
need to
need
be that way?
No,
Why do
Actually,
they
it's
need
women.
to?
It's women that need to be that way in order to survive, and then men just kind of want to spread
No,
their.
women
You were
don't
living-
need to be.
You were
like
living
that
in
to survive.
prehistoric times. Women don't need men to survive anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
There's women who go their
Um,
whole lives without being. Actually, there's lesbians out there who have never been with a
Actually,
man and
I'm
live
all by
together, two women.
myself, and I have my own shit
Yeah.
handled. So,
So,
I don't know. This
You
motherfucker's-
are
Yeah, but
objectively
here's
wrong.
the thing: is when a woman's like forced into the position of having to work for what she has, she becomes like an unbearable cunt like you.
No, she's not an
Mm.
unbearable cunt. She has many friends, probably more friends than you do,
I disagree, sir.
who like her
Mhm.
in person and thinks yeah, she's entertaining. And
I
stuff.
bet
Yeah,
you guys
there's-
would disagree.
Yeah,
guys
of course, because they know me.
We've been talking for like a year, like every day.
And also we're healthy adults, so we can recognize
Yeah.
reality when it's presented to us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not 25, so I don't act like a child.
Exactly.
Well, I act like a child when I want to, but I don't act
Yeah,
like a
me
child
too.
normally. I can act like an adult.
Yeah,
I
because
don't-
that's how
Yeah.
you live life.
You're
It's called
women-
living it as an adult
That's right.
first, then a child second,
what
not
Sean
a
said.
child
If
first.
women were all whores, my dick would never be dry, and that's
Yeah, that's
absolutely true. Because all these men would be fucked, and then they'd probably be less socially inept than they are now to talk to women. Which is probably why I'm getting emails for Amy and Chill, because people want to pay me for that shit.
Yeah, it's just really dumb.
Yeah.
And
It
to
is
say
really
that all
dumb.
women are dumb is really dumb too.
Yeah, I don't believe
Somebody's-
Anal Vape has a woman. You don't behave like that towards women. If
you don't
have
know
a
the
woman in your
philosophy
life.
of hashtag not all.
Well, I don't care what you believe.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
an
mean,
issue.
we got that. That
I
is
think that's
an
your own
issue.
personal
Yeah.
issue. I really don't lie. Like I like I'm honest. My situation is actually pretty new. If you asked me like a month or two ago, you probably would have called me incel because actually kind of was an incel that long ago.
So the other day, you were
So
talking
you're 25
about
and you just got in this like your first girlfriend, like from 2 months ago?
No, it's not my first girlfriend. I've been
Okay.
with about 12, 13 females.
12 or 13 girlfriends, or just chicks
No.
you fuck with?
Yeah, just girls
Yeah.
I fucked. Only like
Alright,
three of them. Only like three of them I was in a relationship with.
All right, that's not bad. Yeah.
I mean, no, that's
Just
pretty.
from
That's
the
pretty
last
bad. I don't want to be that way. I wish I had like. This is gonna sound gay, but I wish I had like had sex with one person, got married to that person.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty
unfortunately,
fucking gay.
that's not what happened.
That's pretty.
No, and that's probably a fucking two-way thing. I mean, that has more to do with how human nature operates than it does with women being whores or men being whores or anything like that, and specific targeted to one gender.
No, right. I know that I know that wanting that is like super idealistic.
I don't
that
think
humans
so.
aren't that way.
I don't think
it's
super
bad.
idealistic.
Personally, I think it's bad to live like that. I think you need experience in the world of dating and being with a person.
Yeah,
before
that's-
you settle down.
That's
I think
the
you need that
thing.
experience.
I actually do have like because of this, like
Mhm.
everyone in my family is like divorced, right? And because of this, I
Yeah.
have kind of like this, I guess like fear to ever label myself like as being in a relationship with someone. And it's
Yeah,
usually,
I
and it's always like justified too, because it always like, ends really shittily, really badly.
That's why I say you need the experience. That's why people have divorces and stuff, because they're too quick to get married. They don't even half the times people
but
get
I have
married.
had a lot of experience, right? I have had a lot of experience. I told
You're
you
25.
You have not had a lot of experience. No.
People
you had 3
like,
girlfriends.
People get married and have kids at like 18.
Yeah, do you think that makes them experience?
Those
that doesn't make them
that,
experience.
the people who get married at 18 tend to be the ones who get divorced. That's a big thing. People get divorced a lot. They are like high school sweethearts to get married.
So or they stay married, I guess.
And they resent each other. Well, to stay married, you have to know the person very well. You have to be friends in the first place and know that you can enjoy each other's company for the rest of each other's life.
And stand each other for long periods of time.
And it's not an easy thing to find. It's extremely difficult. Yeah.
Yep.
It's when you come across that person, it's like that's a 1 in a billion shot.
Yo, he was giving me shit the other day, right? Because he's just like, oh, you think you're fucking better than everybody because you're selective about your friends. Of course I'm selective about the friends I have, the people I want to date and fuck and do all that shit with. Why wouldn't you be selective?
Yeah, you should be selective.
Why would you want to surround yourself with assholes? It just makes life less enjoyable.
Talking about
I know you don't. You talk a lot of shit. That's why.
My main contention was like, again, because like I don't think you understand where I was coming from. I was never trying to tell you like, oh, this bitch is a whore and she shouldn't be doing this or anything.
That's exactly what you said.
I did call you a whore, but it wasn't like being a whore is a bad thing or you making money is a bad thing. I was coming from a place of like you were being kind of dishonest about it. At first, you denied. You denied exploiting men, and then you admitted it.
No, I never denied exploiting men.
You kept saying I'm not a whore, and then you kind of conceded. I guess
I never actually said I'm not a whore. I'm like, yeah, so what? I am a whore. Now what?
Well, I
That's
know.
what I said.
You actually did.
No, I didn't. You listen to that shit again because we've all listened to it and watched.
That was my only contention was you being dishonest. I don't care what you do.
Well, she's not.
There was no dishonesty. Yeah, there's no dishonesty.
It was like you were trying to package it as something it wasn't.
No, what you're trying to do right now is you're trying to do some mental gymnastics to make it seem a certain way, but there was no fucking mental gymnastics on my end.
Can I ask a question? Because I think he's got it wrong as to what it is. And I think that he thinks you're being dishonest and packaging it dishonest because he's confused as to what the...
Well, because they ascribed me with, you don't actually want to help people. All you want to do is exploit guys for money. And they don't, like, again, that's where knowing someone actually comes in really handy.
But you kept saying, like, of course I'm exploiting men for money.
Yeah, but it is exploiting.
Of course, it's a business.
But you denied it at first. You denied it at the beginning.
I don't remember.
No, I actually didn't. I did say I was helping, and then you guys said, that's not really helping, it's exploiting. And I'm like, if you guys want to say
it's exploiting, several contradictions on that stream. You said like,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you made several contradictions. I can't even remember them all because there were so many.
There weren't.
I think
you're just talking shit now.
Well, how about
I would recommend you listen. Yeah, name one.
Oh,
he just said, I said I'm not a whore, right?
I'm the only one talking shit. Yeah?
No. But we have you in here, so we're gonna talk to you and direct it towards you because you're the only one who's here from that giant crew of guys that was there. So I don't care about what any of the other guys.
To all of them? Did you send the link to like
I put the link in the Discord, but nobody wanted to come in, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the Discord.
And that's because
which one of you guys sent it to me directly?
That was me.
No, we didn't. I don't know who did. Oh, it was you? Dan?
Okay, yeah, because I had no idea. I just got a link and I'm like, okay.
I didn't know that. I would have preferred you tell them what's going on.
And okay, so even if I didn't say that I exploited them right from the get-go, I did anyways. So what's your point? You have no point.
I mean, in the end, it's a business model, and all business is exploitative. I mean,
of course I don't have a point. My name's Anal Vape. I'm an anime girl, and you guys brought me in here. What's your guys' point?
So you were just shit posting.
What I was saying before is I want to hear what you think this service is. What do you think it is? How do you view it?
I think that she's charging people money to speak to her. Simple as that.
Yeah, but why?
Why? Because there's a lot of lonely, desperate men out there.
Yeah.
The desperation part isn't really part of it.
Yeah, that's not really part of it.
People having trouble talking to women and not knowing how to confront women, how to talk to them. So now they have basically a punching bag to come on and speak to them and practice talking to women and learn how to talk to women. What works doesn't work.
She's kind of the one using people as punching bags, in my opinion.
No,
how am I doing that? Oh no, wait, how?
The one punching.
Well, I would have to ask if these like socially awkward people that are joining, are you going to treat them differently than you would treat me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
it depends on the
look,
context,
I personally don't care. I can handle it, but it's just that I just know that the context is you having people on that are, like they probably have autism. They're like socially awkward, and probably some of them are, like Joel was saying, in a really bad place, because if they are desperate to speak to women, they don't really have their lives together. And so the main problem I have is that, like, and again, this isn't to insult you, just to describe you. You are kind of like a cunty bitch, and I really think.
But again, you don't know me.
I really think that you could hurt one of these guys.
Have I been a cunty bitch in this conversation?
I think
kind of. You're like kind of
How?
interrupting everybody, and you're not really making me make a lot of points. It's just
you make a lot of points. What the fuck does that mean? You should make your own points.
I'm just feeling out that. You see what I'm saying? If you talk to your customers this way, you won't have very many.
This is not how I'm going to talk to them.
No,
this is a different setting. Do you understand how that works? You have to be malleable so you can operate within different.
This is marketing for yourself, though. This is marketing for yourself, and a lot of people that are going to watch these streams, like potential clients or customers, they're not going to like it.
I don't think so. I don't think any of our potential clients.
I have my own channel. People can make their judgments on their own, and people have come by and want to talk to me because they know that I'm not the way that you're describing me.
You probably have some. But you'd get a lot more if you didn't act the way you act.
I'm gonna act however I like. I'm just comfortable. I'm just socially comfortable.
There's a difference between how someone acts.
I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not telling you it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying do it, but if I were like to give you advice, I would say that what you're doing isn't attractive to potential people.
Yeah, and what you were doing the other day in stream wasn't attractive, and I responded in kind because that's the kind of response it deserves.
I don't care to attract people. I'm not trying to make money. I'm shit posting.
Okay, but you're using that as an example of some kind of advertisement, or what do you think people are going to think of you?
Were you shit posting?
No, I don't know if you noticed, but I was talked over quite a bit and screamed at and called a whore and all that kind of stuff.
I think people are conflating you joking.
There's a lot of lightheartedness, right? Like, I'm not going to take anything these guys say seriously. Why would I?
Like, there's a thing, like how we troll. We don't troll to like trigger people and stuff. Like our point of trolling is joking, and we're laughing, and when people laugh with us, we make friends with them. And it's happened multiple times. We had a war with vegans where they were like coming at us like crazy. So so I did a live stream where we watched one of their live streams, and we started, and we were with Devin Tracy. I don't know if you know Atheism is Unstoppable, and he was on there with us, and we were watching this girl called Banana Warrior Princess, and she had Vegan Gains on, and we were in their chat busting jokes, trolling them, and Vegan Gains got really upset and left the stream. But meanwhile, the other three that were on that stream were laughing with us, and what ended up happening is we ended up befriending them and becoming friends.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how it works. We don't just shit post people just to fucking piss them off and be like, yeah, we pissed them off. It's kind of a litmus test to see if people can laugh along with you.
Right. No, that's kind of, I definitely understand that. I've been doing this for a little while. Even though I only have like 200 subs on my YouTube channel, like 150 of them were from like a week of me doing what I do. And I definitely understand like shit posting and maybe starting a little bit of trouble, but with good intentions. And then you're just kind of like, hey buddy, I was just fucking around. Let's talk or whatever. I definitely understand that. It's just, I don't know, like, again, just the way it comes off. Like if I were someone that wanted to spend my money on talking with someone, and I saw Amy here yelling at everybody, calling them like pathetic.
I didn't yell at everybody. I didn't yell at all.
You were kind of spurging at me a little bit.
No, I wasn't.
Shut up. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I told you to shut up because you would not shut up. You kept calling me a whore. Like, do you understand how?
I was actually trying to have a back and forth with you. There was a lot of people in there. How do you have a back and forth with someone when all you're doing is yelling at them that they're a whore and a cunty bitch and condescending and all this other stuff? How do you think someone's going to react like that? Especially when there's 9 other guys and 2 dumb girls coming at me with their, honey, let me give you some advice on this idea. Like, well, I was the only one trying to give you advice. Everyone else was just kind of asking you questions. I was the only one really trying to give advice.
You were not giving advice at all.
I've been giving you the same advice over and over. The advice is just that if I were someone wanting to spend my money on your service, the way you were behaving would have turned me off from that. And you can disagree with me all you want.
If you can't distinguish the difference between an online stream within a particular context and then another stream that's going to be Alfie's computer crashed. He'll be right back.
Oh.
There's going to be a clear difference in my behavior when Amy and Chill is happening. And there's going to be a clear difference in my behavior in a totally separate setting from that. I have the ability to distinguish between those two things. And I'm going to act according to whatever context that I'm in.
Sure,
that
but
is just being
your fans are going to follow you. It's like, look at Brittany Venti, for example. Like everything. You don't know who Brittany Venti is?
No, I've heard the name. I don't actually know anything she does.
Like, I don't know how to really explain her. She's kind of like a trad thought. she like tries to play this she's an entertainer streamer. She doesn't really talk news or anything like that, but she kind of does, but not in a serious way. It's more of like she considers herself conservative and right wing. She shows her boobs a lot. And she makes a lot of money doing what she does. And what I'm trying to say is like, if she acts like a bitch to people on Twitter, but then she's super nice on YouTube, it's gonna carry over. That perception's gonna carry over. Like people are gonna be like, "Oh, this bitch was being a cunt on fucking Twitter. I'm not gonna watch her stream."
Oh,
and I've
that's
seen
fine.
it happen.
Yeah,
I've seen people
bother me.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to let you know it's okay that it doesn't bother you. But if you have a manager, your manager's probably going to tell you not to fucking do that. He's
but
like,
I don't have a manager, and I'm not gonna have. I don't have to care about how I behave outside of Amy and Chell if it's not for Amy and Chell.
You don't care about making as much money as possible, right? You just want to make some money, even if it's just for a short period of time. You don't care about making this a long-term thing.
A really simple solution. Just put a disclaimer that says the way I act outside of the show is not reflective of how I act on the show, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. But people who are coming to me know that already. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They've seen me interact with people. They've seen all that.
I mean, she already has fans, a good amount.
I'm really not super worried about it. And like, it's not my problem if other people's failure to recognize that I'm going to act a certain way in a certain situation when I'm behaved to a certain way is provoked because of the outside behavior that is causing my reaction. I mean, I'm only human. I'm going to react to certain things.
I think
you know
some
what I mean?
of us have had the benefit of becoming friends with a pretty popular YouTuber, and that helped us have people, follow us. And I've got, like, my following isn't huge, but I've got, a pretty good following. I got over 400 subs, of people. Like, that's without me ever promoting myself or trying to put myself out there. I mean, he was even asking me, "Do you want me to promote your channel?" And I said, and I'm like, "No, that's all right." You know what I'm saying? But he puts me in his videos sometimes, so that's giving me some shit. But I just do this for fun. But I kind of hear his point. Like, he kind of makes sense. If people view you who don't know you and they view you outside of that, yeah. But like I said, there is a simple solution here. Whereas you can just make it a disclaimer that, like, look, I ship post and I troll outside of this. Like, but that's not the way I'm going to act during this.
Exactly. I mean, that the whole point of being socially intelligent is being able to, again, operate within the context of whatever that social situation is.
But again, look, I understand that.
That's great.
Isn't the whole point of this, like, that you're doing this to people who don't pick up on social cues? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And
so
if they
you're gonna
come
turn
to
them
me,
off. They're gonna think you're being mean. They're gonna think you're like a bitch. Even if
again,
you're not.
you have not experienced me in a one-on-one setting where we could actually have a conversation. Other people have witnessed this because I've had streams on my channel where I've talked to people, especially unfavorable people. And I'm not that bad at it. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel confident to run this shit like I plan to. I think if I'm charging people $40 an hour, it should be obvious to whoever is paying $40 that they're not going to get me just being a cunt. That's not how it works. Why would anybody in their right mind who's going to try and charge somebody for a service like that just have people charge so I can be a dick to them? No, the point is, which I also mentioned in the stream, to bring a level of empathy and to bring a level of care to that particular conversation, because I do want to help these people. Of course I want to help them. I don't want them to be socially awkward.
It's also
I don't want them to behave like you guys did when a girl comes in a room, because that's not how they want to behave.
But it's also like a thing that once she gets the service started, people will see how she acts on it, and it'll be a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will see from the show itself. So
Yeah.
anything she does outside of that is not going to be an issue.
I think
they'll
being
watch the show and
socially,
see how it goes, you know, and
Yeah,
know
I
that
think-
it's not going to be her like calling them names or anything or making fun of them. So.
I think being socially flexible is a skill in itself. You can't, I'm under no impression that I'm like just this singular self. Every time you're in a different situation, you have to work within the confines of that situation. And that's just smart.
Yeah, I don't go to my job and act like I do on the internet.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
I don't act like the internet like I do when I'm just talking to 10 of my friends in Discord. You know what I mean? Like,
Wouldn't
it's
it be nice?
different.
Wouldn't it be nice to be yourself at all times? If you could
I
act
am
like
being myself at all times. Do you
No,
understand that?
You can't be yourself at all times. That's
Yeah.
unless
Yeah,
you
and
get
I'm
a
not.
job.
it's unrealistic.
Unless
It's
you
unrealistic.
get a job doing, it's unrealistic. Unless you get a job where you can, you know. But
Yeah.
that's saved for.
But see, the thing
Yeah,
is,
shit. When I'm out on the streets of Britain, I can't be myself. I can't exactly be like walking around going, "Yeah, fuck Tommy, he deserves to be in jail." When I'm like
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of a
interviewing
journalist.
people.
You kind of have to, like, say, Jay, you're a good example because it's kind of like the job you've made for yourself, where you've been kind of a journalist. You travel around England reporting news, but outside of that, when you're on your own personal like internet experience, you troll, you shit post, you know, you make fun of people and shit like that. But
Yeah,
when you're
damn
out
right.
there, or and even on your own channel, you have videos where you do make fun of people, and then you have videos that are like more news videos, you know, and you stay unbiased and you just report what you see, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Someone in
Yeah.
the chat thinks I'm being passive aggressive. You guys think I'm being passive aggressive?
I think your tone comes
No,
off.
I just
that way,
think
but
you're
I don't
being-
think
I
that
think
that
you've
really
got a
fully
very
know what
boring
that
voice
means.
and you're
No,
Don't
no,
even fully know.
I think
How-
I
what
think your
even
tone
is
comes out that way, but I
passive-aggressive?
personally think that you're not trying to be passive aggressive.
Yeah.
What even does that mean? Like to be
Like,
passive aggressive?
It means like you're being aggressive without sounding aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not trying, like say
Sure.
say I say in a rude manner, like, oh, your shirt is cool. You know what I'm saying? I say it in a weird tone or something. You know?
your shirt's cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I'm actually insulting you while
Kind of
trying to
like
sound nice.
basically, you're basically saying like I come off as I'm trying to be a dick, but you don't
Yeah.
think I'm trying to
No,
come
but
off
I don't
that
think
way.
you're trying to be a dick. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's just the way you sound. Maybe it's just your cadence of the way you talk. I don't know.
So I got a lot of stuff going on. I have like people fucking spamming Discord and shit.
Well,
So sorry if I'm like not focused.
nah, it's cool. I'm gonna have to end this in like 20 minutes anyway, so we got like about 20 minutes because I gotta go meet a new client for dog walks.
All right. I also want to ask if any of you guys are interested, especially you, Amy, but any of you guys. I'm co-hosting. I co-host so many streams. I host my own streams, but tonight I'm co-hosting Stoned Mexican Guy. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I saw him on that Discord actually.
Yeah.
don't know who he is,
He's
but I saw
relatively
him.
popular. Like Failure and Tonga watches streams. Probably not Tonga anymore after the whole drama. But if any of you guys wanted to come in, it's usually just like shooting the shit.
Yeah,
But today he did kind of want me to try to set a topic. So, and he was also interested in talking to you, Amy. But I don't know if he's willing to put down $40. So.
$40 is only for the service of talking to her.
See, yeah, Amy, I don't think they understand. It's not just like you get to hang out with me. It's like it's gonna be a very involved
kinda like-
process, right?
It's kind of like when I told the vegans that they'd have to pay me $250 to debate me, and they were all like,
Yeah.
and then they started coming on the streams when I'd invite them, and they'd be like, "Oh, I got on without paying $250." I'm like, "Yeah, the $250 is
It's
only
just
to
a
debate."
joke. It's a meme at this point.
Yeah, it
but
was a
how
joke.
funny would it be? How funny would it be if like, because Worski was saying, let's pull the $40 and try to get anal vape on. How funny would it be if like I get on and actually we try to have like a serious conversation?
Yeah,
ends
you
up,
should.
ends up working, and then
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, hey Andy, that Amy chick, she's actually all right. They'd probably lose their shit. Because
To be
that's the thing
honest-
that my audience hates about me. That's the thing that my audience hates about me is whenever I change my mind about something, they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Amy is a cool person. If you talk to her like in a cool context and you guys just converse, she's
I
a
just
very
want
nice
to
person.
hug
She's very cool.
everybody.
It's the same-
I don't know
it's the
why
same-
people are so mean.
The same works with Devin. Like his videos are very aggressive, so everybody thinks he's like an asshole or something, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like that guy. He's so aggressive." But like when you talk to him in person, he's a super nice guy, you know.
But here's the other thing too is when you are, and I'm not saying this was a problem because I subjected myself to being in that room and hanging out and stuff, but there is a level of defensiveness that does just happen when you're surrounded surrounded by fucking 9 or 10 guys who are just yelling shit at you, calling you a whore, and then girls. Like, I am not new to the idea of being hated when I'm not even known. People do just hate me right away, and it's the best thing ever because it's like, yeah, that says more about you than it does about me. I don't know you. I'm neutral. You can throw whatever you want my way, call me whatever name you want. I'll take it. That's fine. But it's like, it's not strange for someone to feel any kind of level of threatened when you're in a situation like that. When people who don't know you are just barking at you, you know, of course you're going to be a little bit defensive or whatever.
Like, I definitely understand that. I've been on Twitter for like a little while. I have like.
Okay, and that's cool that you understand that, but why such a cunt though? Like, what was the purpose of being so aggressive? Yeah,
there's no purpose. What is the purpose of anything?
I mean, if you care about how people interact with you, you should interact purposefully and not be a dick, right?
I really don't. I don't care about like internet stuff really.
Yeah. So to you, is this not people you're talking to? You don't consider it you're talking to real people? Because it's the internet?
I mean, I consider like the anime avatars, I guess, like it's avatars. I don't know anything about you, so why do I care?
But you're talking to me, and that's fair. You don't care generally. But if you're in that kind of a situation where you are talking to someone, is it a good idea to just come off in that way? Like
I'd rather like introduce people to the worst aspects of me, and if they can handle it, then cool. You'll get along just fine.
Interesting.
Like the worst thing about me is that I use the word nigger and call women whores. I'm really not spurgy. Like
that is spurgy though. That is spurgy behavior.
But I think it's just foul language.
It's just spurgy behavior. It's very degenerate for someone who's very trash.
Like, I don't think you know what spurgy means.
I think it's not spurgy solely because I think it's a character he plays and it's not really who he is.
I suppose so. I think. But I think that behavior though, if that's how somebody does behave, is spurgy. To just call someone nigger or whatever.
No, spurgy is like when you're screaming and you're out of control.
Yeah, you were doing that too.
I wasn't.
You were. Actually,
I don't think you have to be spurgy because some people spurg differently. That's like saying, oh, to rage you have to be screaming. Some people don't rage the same. Some people are quiet when they rage. You know, like, so it's really a very personal thing. It depends on the person.
I don't think I was being spurgy. I would admit it if I were. I've been spurgy before.
I think you were.
I've been spurgy.
I know. Here's the thing: is I know when I'm spurging. Like I'll actually like it's rare. It'll happen like once every 2 months. You might catch it in like a small Discord server, but it's usually just like, and it depends on what you even mean by spurgy. It's just kind of like, I really don't consider myself spurgy. I do consider myself foul-mouthed. I think I have a potty mouth. I don't think I'm spurgy.
I have a potty mouth too, and I don't know if you're generally spurgy because I don't know you well enough. But in that particular stream, I found you very spurgy.
Well, I feel like you seem a lot cooler here than you did on that stream.
Chill, I wouldn't say
you're a lot more chill.
Well, yeah,
you seem like more like a normal human being than somebody who's just flipping out on the internet and insulting people and being a dick. You know, you're coming off as a normal person.
And you guys, like, I didn't know anything coming in. My initial impression is that like you guys were just kind of her you know how it is with e-girls. You guys were just kind of her like white knights is how I saw it at first.
Yeah, no, we've actually been friends for a very long time. We all met.
No, yeah, you guys are pretty honest. I'll give you that. You guys are fair.
Yeah, we're reasonable people.
Yeah,
we're very reasonable people. I always tell people that because a lot of people, for some reason, people end up fighting with us all the time. And I'm always like, we're reasonable people. You could just talk to us like normal human beings, and we'll understand your point. Or at least try to.
So how can I get a hold of you guys? If I want to put you guys on a stream, how can I get a hold of you guys?
Twitter would probably be the best way, right?
I think you can get a hold of me on Discord if you want to. Anal vape.
Do you have Twitter?
Twitter's the best.
I can put my Twitter in the side chat here.
Cool. We'll all follow you. Just follow us back. And same goes to you. If you ever want to come live stream with us too, let me know.
Yeah, like come hang out. We're like hangout people. We like to chill and talk. That's why
sometimes we'll have topics, but usually we just go on and bullshit.
Yeah, we just chill. We just shoot the shit.
We have a small following that like to watch us.
That's our thing too. Sometimes that's the thing though, is like sometimes just shooting the shit turns into like I don't know if this happens with you guys, but sometimes our shooting the shit will sometimes turn. Like I said yesterday, I had people yelling at me for 9 hours about about if art could be pretentious or not, and I was even conceding. Look, because they kept trying to like.
How do you stay on the internet for 9 hours a day and get jerked off?
Like I'll be out doing things and I'll be on my mobile. Like I'll even log off for a little while. I'll log off for a little while, and they'll be in the Discord like 2 hours later, still just like talking shit about me, and I'll be like, wow, you guys have nothing better to do. You guys have to talk shit about my opinion on art. That's ridiculous.
It does happen with us too, because as I mentioned before, we'll troll for humor, and some people don't get the humor in it, so they fucking flip out on us. You know, some people
I'm not even trolling.
Cool, you know, and then we're like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. They laugh when we make fun of them, so that's cool.
See, like I do enjoy trolling. I wasn't even trolling in that moment. I wasn't even trolling. It's just like based on what I told you, you guys think I'm trolling. All I was saying is that like I don't think art can be pretentious, but I
get you now.
But I do think because like they were trying to like ascribe things to me, which is what probably
like how you guys were doing to me.
Yeah. I was about to say probably like what Amy thinks we were doing, but they were like trying to ascribe to me that I said that they're not allowed. Like you guys can't ever call something pretentious, and that's not what I was saying. No, it's just that me personally, Anal Vape, when you call something pretentious, it's just a cop out, and I'd rather hear an explanation.
Yeah, I hear you. That makes sense.
And like how could, like think about it like this, and maybe Amy has a point here, because like that's a very like mild thing to say. Why would that cause someone to freak out, like a whole group of people to freak out for 9 hours?
I don't know, because people are spurgy once again.
So
I feel like people who behave a certain way on the internet towards people they don't even know have some sort of deep-rooted issue. And like, if you actually have respect for other people or you have respect for yourself, it just seems really weird to come out the gate and treat somebody like that. A lot of the other thing is that anonymity makes people feel way more like it's a shield. It's a shield that protects you from having to hold yourself accountable for any of the things you're actually saying to someone that could possibly hurt someone. Now, if I wasn't me, right, and if I wasn't used to eating this much shit, some other girl in that position might have been super fucked up from the way that you guys treated her. And that is where I find it to be a little bit inappropriate, because there was a lot of time where I was just not saying anything. You guys were just blah, 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 right? How do you think that you would feel if you affected somebody in a negative way because of that interaction? Like, is that something that people don't think about?
We've made several people cry. It's kind of funny, and it's not just females. It's like older men that we've made cry. Females as well.
And what do you get out of that? Like, what to you is
it's not our, but that's the thing, is it's never our intention to hurt people. It's like,
but when you do, how do you deal with it?
You said earlier that like that the way that I was acting shows an underlying issue. I don't think so. I think men are just naturally aggressive. I didn't feel any type of negative when I was doing that.
This is what I was saying. You come off as being aggressive, but I can tell that that's not what you mean to come off as. Like,
right.
Like sometimes I can tell that's not what you mean to come off as, but that's just the way your tone is.
Right. I can definitely see that, because like sometimes when I am spurging, so to speak, I'll feel like my blood pressure rising. Mm-hmm. I'm like sweating. I'm getting actually angry, right? Yeah. But I wasn't feeling that in that moment with you, and I guess I hear what you're saying. Like it probably. Those two modes probably look the same way on a stream, but fuck, I was gonna make a point and I lost it.
Well, I went on your Twitter and I see you have on your banner is like Ghosts and Goblins, or is that Ghouls and Ghosts?
Yeah, it's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I just finished it today. It was really one of the hardest fucking games I've ever played.
It for Super Nintendo when I was in high school. I fucking loved that game. I played it every day.
It was my first video game ever that I ever owned.
You probably weren't even born yet when I was playing that game.
Yeah. Gosh, boomer guy here, huh?
Yeah, I'm almost 40. I'm an old school Nintendo.
Nice. You don't sound like it.
Oh my god.
Everybody always tells me like, you don't look that old.
So I just got a payment for Amy and Shell.
Nice.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
is that for the one you're doing tomorrow?
I think so, but this guy is kind of confused because I asked him what time zone he's in.
And he sent you money.
Is this your first payment, Amy?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Tomorrow's the first step.
So. Oh, cool. I was here for it. Nice. Cool thing to witness.
So I said tomorrow, not tonight, because we're still in the same day, my friend.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Friday. Okay. To do it.
Wait,
tonight.
so you wouldn't book it for the same day?
It would be better to do it tomorrow, so I give everybody else notice.
Everyone else? What do you mean?
It's also
like
better
the audience.
Yeah, the audience.
There's gonna be times where you're busy and you can't do it like
Friday
hours or something, you know.
Right. My whole thing is like I'm always on streams. Like I hop on like 3 to 5 streams a day, and it's always it's always impromptu. It's always like last minute, always.
That's usually how I do it, but you know, not everybody can do that. People have busy lives and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how I've kept it up for 4 months, to be honest.
Do you have a job? Like, what do you do?
I'm in between jobs, but I have money.
That's cool.
Yeah. And what do I do? And I'd rather not answer that, but it's out there. I've answered it before. You'll find out one day.
Meh.
I don't really care. Just curious.
I see you like video games though. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I love video games, but I like music way more. I went to school to learn how to produce music, and so I do. I know how to play lots of instruments. I can produce music, but and this is like my life curse is like I learn all these like really like useful skills, at least what I would call useful, and I don't apply them. Like I went to, like I'll go to school for music, and then I'll just do a completely unrelated job.
Well, I play.
So that's kind of my problem. It's because like and here's like the funny thing is like I think I do actually have some deep rooted issues, but I don't think that Amy is nearly touching on them. Like I don't think my aggressiveness is much of an issue, but I do have like this like how do I say it? Like I push my like true desires to the back of my mind and force myself to do things I don't like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that.
And yeah,
Billy, I'm trying to be polite over here. These lot seem to like him. I just find him boring. Sorry, I'm just responding to the chat. He's like telling me to just tell you to shut up, but I'm like, well, I might find you boring, but like they're all having fun chatting with you, so I'm just gonna sit here quietly and just, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going back to my corner now in the chat.
You guys find me boring. You guys should probably pick my brain a little bit more because everybody fucking like.
I find you boring.
Yeah,
it's your voice and your tone. It's just making me want to go to sleep. To be honest, though, actually, if you did like narrations for like books, I would buy them because I like listening to things as I fall asleep. So actually, you might have quite a good business opportunity there, my friend. Well, at least to me, anyway.
Ain't no vape and chill.
I do
vape and chill.
If I ever start doing that and I make any money, I'd totally throw you some money just for shooting that idea.
It's a decent idea.
No, I thought about doing similar things. Like now that I have a strike on my channel and I can't stream, I've been thinking of doing like actual videos, but I have way too many ideas that I don't know which direction to go.
Yeah, that was my problem, and I stopped making videos. I'll still make them every once in a while, but I started off making videos, and then I just switched over to live streaming because it seems like that I can just do all my ideas at once on a live stream. As opposed
live
to
streaming is so much easier.
Yeah, but on the music thing, I play guitar. I used to be in punk bands when I was like a teenager and in my 20s.
Oh,
and
sweet.
Yeah, I could play bass and drums too, and keyboard.
Nice. Can any other of you other guys play any instruments?
Dan does.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's still there.
he left. Did you see what he said?
Oh, what did he say now?
He's going to see Incredibles 2.
Oh yeah, but he stayed on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
He just
is he the one hosting it? I don't understand.
No, Alfie is.
Oh yeah, so he stayed logged in. That's weird.
Yeah, that's cool. When I close it, he'll be knocked out.
But yeah, it'd be awesome to have you guys on there, especially you, Amy, because I know that Stone Mexican guy. He's like, he wants to get to know you just because like we were obviously talking about you, and he's kind of in the middle. He's like, yeah, she's kind of a whore, but I think anybody should be able to make money any way they want. He's like a nice guy.
She's kind of a whore. Do you guys know what the word whore means?
Yeah, in the end, you're really not a whore at all. Like you're
not
very
at
selective
all.
on who you.
They don't even know me. That's why it's cute. Like all these little boys are calling me a whore, and I'm like, okay, but why? Like,
but she does play flirty and stuff, and I think.
Oh yeah, I'm flirty. Yeah, I like men. I love men.
And then I'm always like, all these people call you a whore, but like knowing you, I know you're obviously not a whore.
No, I just find men more enjoyable than women.
Yeah. Yeah,
in general, you're funnier, you're chill, there's less drama and gossip and shit. Like I get along with men better.
You just gotta when it comes to people calling you a whore, I feel like you just gotta let that one slide. Just kind of like, okay, whatever.
I do. Like, do you see me doing any problem. I don't.
Well, you're just the fact
Me
that
and
you're
Amy are like on the same page when it comes to
we're
that sort
total
of thing.
whores.
just the fact that you're
I was going to say
addressing it.
that I'm a total racist on the fact that everyone keeps calling me a racist, and I'm like, okay, but why am I a racist? And they just have no answer.
Wait, are you not
It's
a racist?
always-
You're just
it's
a
always-
racist.
It's
Wait,
always
wait.
about just why out of the gate would you call me a whore when you don't know me? And then that actually makes the other person using the terminology look like a retard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're going to come into a conversation or any situation and assume a girl's a whore, that's because you have nothing else to say about her. And there's something about her that irks you enough to call her a whore and come at her aggressively for no reason. It's like if I just came up to you and started calling you a fucking incel or virgin or something.
No, I
like, why?
do. That's what I'm trying to. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is I get called like every name in the book, and
That's cool.
I don't feel
And
the
that-
need to respond to it.
But which way was I responding to it? Just asking
I don't
why?
see what's wrong with responding to it.
Even to
What's
this
wrong with
day,
responding to it?
People
I
call
mean,
me.
it's just that like if a troll sees that that's your trigger, like that. Oh, if I call her a whore, she'll respond to me. You're gonna get like 50
That's
people
alright.
calling you a whore.
Yeah, but do you know how many people called me a whore that I didn't respond to? Like, I feel like we were watching two different conversations, the way you
So why
describe it
me?
and the way we describe it.
So why me? How come you're here like asking me why I think you're a whore?
Well, I mean, you're going to call someone a name. If it's just nothing, it's nothing. I didn't let it go. You seem to think that I reacted to it in a way that was a
I thought
trigger
it was
kind of
pretty
thing.
chill for most of the
Well,
Yeah,
I
it was
mean, I'm
pretty
so
good.
confused as to how I got on here. Did it start with you saying, "Oh, there was this anal vape guy that was calling me a whore"? You
No,
should
actually-
give him the hangout.
Oh,
link."
no. We were just talking about like general spurgery
No, we
and
were
the
just.
whole
I
thing that
watched
happened
what it
on
is.
the.
Everybody
You were
here
talking about
watched.
Spurgs in general, and I crossed your mind.
Everybody
No,
here.
no.
watched the stream, and I
Listen.
watched it afterwards. I watched it yesterday, and I was like, "Wow, these guys are a bunch of spurgy ass bitches." That was before I met you, and I know how you act now. But so I was like, like halfway through this stream, all of a sudden I was like, "Hey, should we try to get some of these people on?" So I started posting the hangout link in that Discord, and that's basically why you're here.
Wait, but I got it as a message.
Yeah, I think Dan ended up sending it to you. I didn't know he was going to do that though. I just
How many people are in your Discord?
in our Discord? Well, we have our Discord is the AIU Discord. It's a Atheism is Unstoppable Discord, and there's like maybe 700 and some people in there.
Okay, so you guys probably have like high roles in there, so like to get everybody to see your post.
Yeah, we could post it. No, well, most
But
of us
you're
are
also
like
kind of
high.
telling me. You're also kind of telling me that you're not a lot of people are showing up, right?
No, because that's not it's not my Discord. You know what I'm saying? It's someone else's Discord. So.
Right. Well, you guys, I have like a couple. If you guys are like interested, if you guys are the type of people that like to hop on random streams, like I have like a few Discords that are pretty much not 24/7 always streaming, but very close to 24/7.
Mhm.
And there's always like basically there's always a stream for me to hop on. Like I could leave here and get on a different
Go on
stream.
another.
And so like I kind of want to. If you guys want to like get your name out there, I could. It's not going to make a huge difference.
Why do I
But it's-
feel that this
Yeah.
is like the conversation that me and Amy had with Isa? Guys, I
about
can
going to
grow
stream?
your channel.
Well, in general,
No,
I'll let you know that most
I'm
of
not
us don't
making
really-
any big promises. I'm not making any big promises,
Yeah.
but I'm just inviting you guys. Like you
Yeah,
guys can chill it there, maybe get 5-10 more people.
Mm, that's
But it's several Discords, and it's no promises because if they hate you, they're not gonna fucking go,
No,
right?
Of course, but in the end, like most of us don't really care about getting more subs and stuff. We
Yeah,
just-
don't give a fuck about my
But I don't
sub
mind
count.
jumping on a random streams too.
The only time I care about my sub count is when I enjoy watching it go down
Shut
because
up,
I
Jay.
love
You
it.
have the biggest fucking YouTube channel out of all of us in this fucking chat. You fucker.
Yeah, but I
it's less
love
about
it when
the
it goes
subs.
down now. We get on the Discord and we're like, it's going down. Let's make another video doubling down.
It's less about the sub counts and more about just like talking to you guys. Like
Yeah.
we always want new people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm cool with jumping on random streams because I always like meeting new people. And it always like if I don't like them, I can always leave. If they don't like me, I'll leave too. They can tell me and I'll leave. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to try to meet new people and see who's cool, who's not, making friends and shit. I'm always down with that. But I'm gonna have to end the stream now because I gotta go meet a
Okay.
client. So
Sounds good.
thanks for coming on, Anal Vape.
Yeah,
thanks
thank you for having
hanging
me.
out, dog.
Yeah, no problem. We'll set something up. Yeah, I just followed you on Twitter. Follow me back, and
Oh, I will.
we'll hook something up.
All right, guys. Have a good
All
day.
right, guys, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Love you all.
Oh, don't forget, next week, I think it's next week, I'm going to have Peach Bailey on. And then the week after that, I have Hellbound Heathen. So if you guys want to catch those will be fun. Peach Bailey's always fun to talk to. So
Okay.
Yeah.
see you
All
guys.
right, guys.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
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 Bye.